The year is 1492. Venice is a city of echoes, a labyrinth of marble and water where the air is thick with the scent of salt, spice, and secrets. Below on the Grand Canal, the world is in constant frantic motion. Gondolas slide through the dark water, merchants shout their prices, and the great bells of San Marco toll for an age of discovery. But up here, locked away behind the heavy reinforced oak doors of a secluded palazzo, the world does not exist. You have climbed the narrow winding stone stairs, leaving the clamor of the city behind, to enter a space where time has been hushed into a permanent golden stillness. As you turn the heavy iron key in the lock, the sound of your own heartbeat seems to grow louder, then settle into a slow rhythmic pulse. The room is a sanctuary of shadow and amber light. Heavy velvet curtains, thick enough to swallow the sound of a passing ship, are drawn tight across the tall windows. They are the color of dried wine, muffling the distant watery sighs of the canal until it sounds like nothing more than a soft, persistent dream. Inside, the air is still scented with the faint, comforting aroma of old cedar, polished wax, and a dry metallic tang of cold coins. You are standing in the counting room of a merchant whose name has been forgotten, but whose dedication to the art of patience remains. At the center of the room stands a large desk, its surface covered in a layer of dark, midnight blue velvet. It is a stage for a singular, quiet performance. An oil lamp sits at the corner of the desk, its flame steady and unwavering, casting a warm, honey-colored pool of light that makes the surrounding darkness feel like a protective shroud. In this light, the objects on the desk come alive. There are small, shallow wooden bowls filled with iridescent pearls, each one a perfect smooth sphere of captured moonlight. Next to them lie tiny, meticulously crafted beads of pure hammered gold. They catch the lamp's glow and hold it, glowing with a soft inner radiance. The jeweler sits before the desk. He does not look up. He does not acknowledge the world outside. His focus is absolute, a meditative anchor in a restless age. He holds a fine, translucent strand of silk, taut between his weathered, steady hands. The silence of the room is not empty. It is filled with the exquisite, minute sounds of his work. You hear the faint, crystalline clatter as a pearl is nudged into place, a sound like rain hitting a window pane in a faraway land. You hear the soft, almost imperceptible whisper of the silk thread as it passes through the center of a golden bead, pulled with a grace that suggests years of practice. There is a profound, unshakable peace here. You find that your own breathing has begun to synchronize with his movements. With every pearl threaded, your chest rises and falls with a deeper, slower cadence. Every beat is a milestone of quietude. In this room, the frantic expectations of 1492 cannot reach you. There is no need for maps, no need for ships, no need for fortune. There is only the texture of the silk, the cool weight of the pearls, and the warmth of the lamp. You are securely hidden in the heart of Venice, a passenger in a moment of perfect engineered tranquility. As the jeweler leans forward, the wooden chair gives a slow, gentle creak, a sound of solid, grounded existence. You are safe. You are settled. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Let the outside world drift further away as the pearls continue their rhythmic journey onto the golden thread, weaving a tapestry of calm that wraps around you layer by velvet layer. Here there is only the light, the beats, and the infinite soothing depth of the silence. The rhythm of the work is hypnotic, a steady cadence that pulls you deeper into the velvet folds of this sanctuary. In the soft amber glow of the oil lamp, the pearls look like small captive moons, each one holding a unique history of the sea. The jeweler's hands, mapped with the faint blue lines of age and experience, move with a precision that borders on the sacred. He does not rush, he does not fumble. Every movement is a calculated act of devotion to the material. As he picks up a single iridescent pearl, His thumb brushes its cool, smooth surface, and you can almost feel that temperature against your own skin. It is the coolness of a hidden cove, the temperature of deep, untroubled water. He balances it for a second, then guides the needle, an impossibly thin sliver of steel, through the core. The thread follows, a whisper of silk, a soft friction that is the only sound in the vast muffled room. There is an immense satisfaction in this level of detail. You are watching a structure being built out of nothing more than patience. First a pearl, then a bead of hammered gold, then another pearl, then another bead. The pattern is mathematical, a sequence of beauty that defies the chaos of the world beyond these walls. The golden beads, warm and heavy, act as anchors for the light pearls, creating a balance that feels as satisfying to your mind as it is to your eyes. The room itself seems to be breathing with the work. The flickering oil lamp creates a rhythm of its own, a subtle pulse of light that grows slightly brighter and then dims, mimicking the way your own eyelids might feel as they begin to grow heavy with the weight of this piece. Every time a bead clicks against its neighbor, the sound ripples through the room, a tiny, delicate chime that settles into the corners, absorbed by the heavy velvet drapes and the rich dark grain of the oak desk. It is a sound of completion, a sound of finality. Each segment of the necklace, once threaded, is a victory of order over the entropy of the outside world. The jeweler shifts his weight, and the oak chair groans, a deep resonant sound that speaks to the strength and age of the palazzo. It is the house itself, hewn from stone and wood, holding you, protecting you. You feel the floor beneath you, solid and unyielding. The walls are thick, built to withstand the centuries, and they perform their duty well. They keep the noise of the city, the shouts of the gondoliers, and the tolling of the bells at a distance so great they are merely vibrations in the air, not sounds that can intrude upon this space. You notice now that your own hands resting in your lap have relaxed completely. The tension that you didn't even realize you were holding, that tightness in your shoulders, the clenching of your jaw, it has all dissolved. In its place is a gentle flowing warmth, a feeling of being completely unburdened. You are not a merchant worried about the price of silks or the safety of a cargo ship. You are not a traveler lost in the maze of Venetian alleys. You are a guest in a room designed for the pursuit of calm, a room where the most important task in existence is the stringing of a single strand of pearls. This is the ultimate luxury, to be in a place where nothing is demanded of you. The light catches the gold beads again, and they shine with a brilliance that seems to draw the very essence of the flame into their rounded forms. It is a process of refinement. The gold was once a nugget of raw, jagged earth, and the pearl was once a grain of sand trapped inside a living shell. Both have been transformed by time and pressure, and now, here in this room, they are being transformed again, brought into a new form of existence by the steady, unceasing work of the man at the desk. You watch the thread grow longer, a glowing vine of pearls and gold that spills onto the dark velvet like a constellation caught in a net. The sight is soothing to the point of intoxication. It is a visual lullaby, a repetitive motion that demands nothing from you but your presence. The air in the room is still, undisturbed by any draft. It is a pocket of time, a stagnant, beautiful pool of existence. You can smell the faint, waxy scent of the lamp oil, a smell that is inherently linked to the idea of a long night spent in safe, quiet labor. It is a smell of home, of a place where one is looked after, where one is held in a circle of illumination. As the jeweler takes another pearl, you watch his fingers. They are like the fingers of a musician playing an instrument that only he can hear. The grace of his movements is a reflection of the grace he is finding within the work itself. He is not just making a necklace, he is curating his own state of mind. And because you are here, watching, witnessing, you are invited to share in that state. You are being woven into the pattern. a quiet participant in this ritual of 1492, where the only thing that matters is the next beat, the next click, the next breath. The stillness is absolute, a heavy velvet lined comfort that wraps around you and holds you fast. You are drifting, not into sleep, but into a state of profound alert relaxation, where the boundaries between the room and yourself, the thread and your thoughts begin to soften and blur. The world is nothing but this desk, this lamp, and the infinite gentle patience of the man who keeps the peace. The progression of the thread continues, a slow migration of white spheres and golden points that marks the passage of time without ever counting it. There is a deep inherent sanity in this rhythm. In the grand scheme of the city, Venice is a place of infinite variables, the rise and fall of the tide, the shifting alliances of the council, the volatile nature of the spice trade. But here, the only variable is the consistency of the jeweler's hand, and he is a master of that consistency. Every movement is a deliberate choice to ignore the chaos and embrace the minute. This is your invitation to do the same. If you have been carrying the weight of your own concerns, if the noise of your own world has been ringing in your ears, now is the time to release it. Let it fall to the floor like a heavy, unnecessary garment. You are safe here in this lantern-lit room. There is no one to answer to, no deadline to meet, no path to find. The door is locked. The curtains are drawn, and the only thing required of you is to witness the beauty of this slow, meticulous creation. Should you find yourself drifting, know that this sanctuary is yours to inhabit as long as you need. If this sense of peace brings you comfort, remember that you are welcome to return to this quiet counting room whenever the world feels too loud or the tides of life feel too turbulent. Subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur to ensure your place in this haven where the stories of the past are always waiting to cradle you in silence and serenity. The jeweler pauses for a moment. He does not stop working, but his movements slow, becoming almost imperceptible. He reaches for a small velvet-lined tray to his left, his hand moving with the grace of a shadow across a wall. The slight scrape of the wooden tray against the desk is a grounding sound, a reminder of the physical reality of this place. He selects a pearl, not at random, but with an eye for the way it reflects the light of the lamp. It is a darker pearl, possessing a faint, smoky iridescence, and as he holds it up to the flame, you can see the depths of it, a miniature swirling nebula of color. He brings it back to the thread, his needle poised, and for a heartbeat, everything hangs in suspense. The silence deepens, becoming thicker, more tangible. It is as if the very air has slowed its vibration in anticipation of this simple tiny action. When the needle finally slides through, it is with a smoothness that feels like a release of tension. The pearl settles against the gold bead, a perfect union. The light from the lamp seems to react to this union, casting a gentle rhythmic dance of highlights across the surface of the desk. The gold catches a gleam and tosses it toward the oak paneling, while the pearls hold their own light, a soft, milky glow that softens the harsh edges of the surrounding darkness. You notice the way the shadows are arranged in the room. They are not empty, dark voids, but soft layered volumes of space that feel protective. You are in the heart of the room, protected by the density of the velvet, by the solidity of the stone walls, by the sheer, unwavering focus of the man at the desk. You are becoming a part of the woodwork, a fixture of this piece. The chair creaks again, a subtle musical groan, and you find yourself feeling grateful for the sound. It is a sign of life, of a quiet, inhabited existence. It is the sound of the house breathing alongside you. As the thread gets fuller, the necklace takes on a weight of its own, a subtle gravitational pull that seems to anchor the desk to the floor. It is no longer just a string of beads, it is a manifestation of time, a physical record of the minutes that have passed in this quiet golden room. You watch as the jeweler lifts the thread, holding it up so that it drapes from his fingers in a fluid, elegant loop. It catches the lamplight, and for a second the entire room seems to be reflected in the pearls. You see the flickering flame, the silhouette of the lamp, the deep, warm green of the oak. It is a tiny, perfect mirror of your surroundings. The sight is mesmerizing. Your eyes follow the curve of the necklace, tracing the pattern of pearl gold over and over, until the pattern begins to feel like your own pulse. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm of the beats. Your breath becomes as light as the silk thread. The world outside the city of Venice. The year 1492, the great sweeping tides of history. They are all far away, irrelevant. They have no place here. Here, there is only the slow, certain motion of the needle, the soft, crystalline clinking of the beads, and the profound, absolute stillness of a mind at rest. You are sinking deeper into the velvet, your body becoming soft and malleable, shedding the rigid edges of your waking life. There is no urgency. There is no need for anything but this moment of pure, uninterrupted calm. You are held, you are safe, and you are entirely at peace in the heart of the merchant's room. The texture of the environment becomes increasingly vivid as you sink deeper into the experience of the counting room. The velvet curtains, though draped in shadows, possess a tactile richness that you can almost feel against your fingertips. They are heavy woven with threads of deep crimson and gold, and they act as a dam, holding back the surging, restless energy of the Venetian night. Beyond the dam, the city is alive with the sounds of water lapping against stone, the distant shouts of merchants concluding their deals, and the soft rhythmic splashing of oars. Yet, those sounds are relegated to another world entirely, filtered through the thick plush fabric until they are nothing more than a dull velvet muffled hum. This room is a fortress of serenity, a vacuum of peace where the only sounds that matter are the ones created within these four walls. The jeweler continues his labor, his movements now so familiar that they have become a heartbeat for the room itself. He picks up a bead, the light catches it, and he threads it onto the silk. There is a peculiar, soothing quality to the repetition. It is the same kind of peace one finds in watching the tide slowly reclaim a beach or the steady, rhythmic ticking of a grandfather clock in a silent house. It is the sound of time being measured in small, tangible increments of beauty. You find yourself focusing on the contrast between the rough, callous texture of his thumb and the absolute polished smoothness of the pearls. There is an honesty in this tactile interaction, a connection between the human hand and the natural earthly treasures it shapes. You are witnessing the refinement of nature, the way raw materials are coaxed into something that holds light and meaning. As the necklace lengthens, it begins to drape across the surface of the desk with a satisfying fluid grace. It pools like water, or perhaps like a stream of liquid moonlight, coiling into loops that catch the lamplight in ever-shifting kaleidoscopic patterns. You watch the way the gold beads, when clustered together, create a warm radiating glow that seems to pulse in time with the flickering flame of the oil lamp. The lamp itself is a small quiet miracle of engineering. The flame is encased in a glass chimney that keeps it steady, protected from any errant draft. The way the oil burns is constant, a testament to the quality of the fuel and the care taken in the maintenance of the room. It creates a steady, amber-colored atmosphere that makes the dark wood of the paneling look warm and inviting, almost as if the walls themselves are glowing from within. You notice the scent of the room again. It is more than just wood and wax. There is a faint, lingering note of old parchment and perhaps the dry, spice-scented dust of a merchant's trade. It is the smell of a life lived in the service of fine, beautiful things. It is a stable, grounded scent, one that speaks of endurance and long-term commitment. You feel yourself becoming increasingly heavy, your limbs turning to stone or perhaps soft velvet, mirroring the environment you are inhabiting. The chair, with its intricate carving of a Venetian crest on the backrest, offers a silent promise of support. You imagine yourself sitting in it, feeling the texture of the worn leather cushion, the coolness of the wood against your spine, and the absolute stability of the floor beneath your feet. You are entirely supported by this room. The jeweler reaches for a small silver pin to secure the end of the silk thread. His movements fluid and unhurried. He is a man who understands that speed is the enemy of quality, that the best things in life are crafted with a deliberate, unforced hand. There is a lesson in this, a quiet philosophy that you can feel settling into your own mind. You don't need to hurry. You don't need to chase the next moment. The current moment is enough. The current moment is, in fact, everything. By focusing on the small, on the delicate, on the beautiful, you are opening a door to a wider, more expansive state of peace. The pearls and the gold beads are not just jewelry, they are anchors grounding you in the now, keeping you tethered to this safe, lantern lit sanctuary. Outside, the bells of the city might ring, announcing the hour or calling the faithful, but here the time is measured by the length of the thread. It is a different kind of time, a human scale time, where progress is marked not by the swinging of a pendulum, but by the accumulation of small beautiful objects. You feel a sense of profound belonging here, as if you have finally arrived at the place you were meant to find. The shadows that dance on the ceiling are like the ripples of a calm lake, and they seem to be beckoning you to join them in their slow, hypnotic movement. You are no longer watching, you are experiencing. You are the silence in the room. You are the warmth of the lamp. You are the silk, the pearl, and the gold. The room is not just around you, it is a part of you, a warm, safe, and eternally quiet internal landscape that you can retreat to whenever the world becomes too much. The jeweler turns the necklace over in his hands, admiring the symmetry, and the soft metallic chime of the gold rings against each other is the final perfect note in this symphony of stillness. You close your eyes and the sound lingers, echoing in the space behind your eyelids, carrying you further into the depths of your own perfectly quiet mind. The stillness in the counting room has grown so profound that it feels almost like a physical weight, a soft, protective blanket draped over your senses. You are drifting in the warm amber luminescence, your focus narrowed to the tiny, brilliant world on the desk. The jeweler has begun to tie off the final segments of the necklace, his fingers moving with a surgical, meditative precision that seems to slow the very air in the room. Each knot is a testament to permanence, a small hidden structural victory that holds the entire piece together. You watch the thread tighten, the silk fibers stretching just enough, then settling into their new permanent home. There is something profoundly satisfying about this, the way everything in this room is being placed exactly where it belongs, with purpose, with intention, and with an unwavering commitment to quality. The sound of the silk rubbing against the pearls is a rhythmic, almost subsonic vibration that you feel in your chest rather than hear with your ears. It is a grounding, earthy sensation. The room continues to hold you in its steady embrace. The darkness in the corners of the chamber is not cold, it is deep and rich, like the depths of a quiet ocean. The lamp flickers once, a soft golden bloom of light that washes over the pearls and makes them seem to pulse, as if they are breathing along with you. You find that your own breathing has become so light, so rhythmic, that you are almost entirely unaware of it. You are simply present, a witness to the unfolding of this exquisite, slow motion creation. In this sanctuary, there is no need to define yourself by your actions or your achievements. You are not a person who faces the challenges of the morning or the anxieties of the evening. Here in the heart of 1492, you are simply a consciousness observing beauty. You are the warmth of the oil lamp. You are the soft velvet texture of the desk covering. You are the patience of the jeweler. The world outside is a distant memory, a chaotic, loud, and messy place that has no access to this locked, guarded space. You can feel the thickness of the stone walls, centuries of history, of resilience, of silent observation. This palazzo has seen countless winters and summers, countless storms and celebrations, and yet, in this one room, it remains an eternal, unshakable island of calm. The jeweler sets down his tools. The soft, metallic clink of the needle touching the oak tray is the loudest thing in the world. Yet, it is a gentle sound, a sign that the work is reaching its final perfect conclusion. He lifts the finished necklace, allowing it to hang from his fingers. It flows with a liquid, heavy elegance, a stream of white pearls and golden beads that catch the light and reflect it in a thousand tiny shimmering points. It is a masterpiece of quietude. He holds it for a long, lingering moment, his eyes scanning the work, searching for any inconsistency, any flaw, without him needing to speak, that the work is perfect. It is finished. It is exactly as it should be. You feel a wave of deep, complete relaxation wash over you, starting from the top of your head and flowing down through your neck, your shoulders, and into your arms. You are entirely blissfully heavy. The air is still, the lamp is steady, and the silence is absolute. You notice how the shadows on the wall have stopped shifting, as if the room itself has decided to freeze this moment in time, preserving it for you. You have been looking for this kind of peace for so long, a place where you can just be without the pressure to produce, without the need to impress, without the constant noise of the modern world encroaching on your thoughts. And here, in the merchant's counting room, you have found it. You listen to the faint, distant creak of the wooden chair one more time as the jeweler leans back. It is a sound of contentment, a sound of a task well done. He rests his hands on the desk, letting them go slack, and you mirror his posture. Everything is still. The pearls are resting now, no longer moving across the silk, their journey complete. The gold is calm, the silk is pulled taut. Even the flame of the lamp seems to have calmed into a steady, unmoving spiral of light. You are in a place of perfect harmony, a place where the chaos of the world has been successfully, firmly locked out. As you linger in this space, you feel your awareness begin to drift, losing the sharp edges of the day, softening into the gentle, quiet dark. You are safe. You are at rest. You are a guest in a timeless Venetian sanctuary, and you are finally completely at peace. The transition from the act of creation to a state of absolute repose is subtle, yet it permeates every fiber of your being. With the necklace finally resting on the velvet, a profound silence reclaims the room, one that feels even more dense and protective than before. It is as if the room itself has exhaled, satisfied that the work is complete. The jeweler remains motionless, a silhouette carved from the dim amber light, his presence acting as a guardian of this quietude. You find your thoughts settling like sediment at the bottom of a clear pool, clear and undisturbed. There is no longer the need to track the path of the needle or the placement of the beads. You only need to exist within the vibration of the completed work. The necklace, lying there in a heap of opalescent white and gleaming gold, is a physical manifestation of order, a tangible anchor in the vast, swirling uncertainty of the century. You observe the way the light from the oil lamp plays over the surface of the desk. It no longer needs to be sharp or focused. It seems to soften, turning into a diffuse golden haze that permeates the room. The shadows, once dancing, now cling to the corners of the ceiling and the folds of the velvet curtains, serving as silent sentinels. You are wrapped in this atmosphere, feeling the coolness of the stone walls behind the curtains and the warmth of the lamp's glow on your skin. It is a dual sensation of security and comfort, a combination that is rare and precious. You realize that you have traveled far from the frantic pace of your own life, not just in distance but in spirit. You have entered a dimension where the only thing that matters is the preservation of this quiet. Listen closely to the room. If you listen beyond the silence, you can hear the house itself. There is a deep structural groan from the timbers of the palazzo, a sound that stretches back hundreds of years to when the foundations were first driven into the Venetian mud. It is a slow rhythmic movement, a settling of stone upon stone, wood upon beam. It is the sound of an edifice that has weathered wars, floods, and the passage of generations, remaining stoic and unchanged. You are leaning against that history, supported by the strength of a structure built to endure. The awareness of this massive, silent, and protective history adds another layer to your own sense of calm. You are not alone in this stillness. You are sharing it with the very spirit of the palazzo. As your eyelids grow heavier, you begin to imagine the streets of Venice outside. You imagine the cold, dark water of the canal reflecting the flickering torches of late-night travelers. But those images seem distant, like a dream you had long ago. They do not belong here. Go out here. The world is defined by the velvet, the oak, the lamp, and the soft, lingering scent of wax. It is an internal world, one that you can curate and control. Every time a thought tries to intrude, a worry about the future, a memory of the past, you simply guide it back to the image of the pearls, back to the memory of the thread being pulled taut. It is a simple, effective loop of peace. You are not required to do anything. You are not required to be anything. You are just a guest in a room that asks for nothing and gives everything in the form of deep, replenishing silence. The jeweler shifts his gaze, and for a moment he seems to look directly at the space you occupy. There is no surprise in his expression, only a quiet, ancient recognition. He understands the value of this space. He knows that he has created something more than just a piece of jewelry. He has created an atmosphere, a refuge. He reaches out to turn the wick of the lamp, lowering the flame just a fraction. The light dims, turning the room into a deep, cozy cavern of shadow. The warmth remains, but the intensity is gone, replaced by a gentle, velvet soft darkness that invites you to finally fully let go. The pearls seem to lose their sharp brilliance, becoming soft, pearlescent orbs that glow with a quiet inner light. The gold beads become warm, smoldering embers. You are sinking deeper into the furniture, the velvet absorbing your weight, the floor holding you up, the very air cradling you. This is the beauty of the experience you have sought. It is a slow, deliberate withdrawal from the noise of the world. It is an act of reclaiming your own peace, one breath at a time. As the darkness deepens, you feel the boundaries of your body softening. You are no longer separate from the room. You are part of its architecture, part of its history, part of its enduring silence. Sleepy History with Arthur is a sleep history storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. You have found your way into this merchant's counting room, and now you can leave behind the weight of your day. Everything is right, everything is still, and everything is waiting for you to simply drift into the quiet. The lamp has been turned down to its lowest, most gentle flicker, casting only a faint amber glow that dances like a firefly trapped in a crystal glass. The merchant's counting room has transformed into a space of near total shadow, where the boundaries between the velvet curtains, the oak desk, and the darkness itself have completely dissolved. You are no longer observing the room from the outside. You are embedded within it, feeling the soft, heavy presence of the materials that surround you. The scent of the oil has deepened, now mixed with a subtle hint of dry, ancient paper, a smell that speaks of centuries-old ledgers and forgotten trade routes. It is an earthy, grounding aroma, one that tells your senses that you are in a place of permanence, far removed from the ephemeral nature of the modern world. Every breath you take feels thicker, richer, and more deeply satisfying. With each inhalation, you feel the tension in your chest unravel, a slow unspooling of knots that you didn't even realize you had been carrying. Your heart rate has slowed, to a steady, rhythmic cadence that perfectly matches the quiet, pulsing light of the lamp. You are drifting in a state of suspended animation, where time is not measured by the turning of pages or the striking of clocks, but by the slow, deliberate settling of your own consciousness into a state of total, unadulterated ease. You feel the weight of your limbs. They are heavy and relaxed, perfectly comfortable against the surface upon which you rest. There is no desire to move, no urgency to act, no need to be anything other than a silent presence in this hallowed, secure space. The jeweler remains at the desk, but he has become as still as a statue. He is no longer working. His hands are folded across the desk, resting on the velvet. He is resting as well, a silent sentinel who understands that the true art of his work was not the creation of the necklace, but the creation of this atmosphere of profound, unshakable peace. He is the guardian of this stillness, and he seems to be keeping watch over your descent into relaxation. In the dim, ambient glow, his face is unreadable, a study in contentment and ancient wisdom. He does not need to speak, for the silence speaks volumes, communicating a sense of safety that is absolute and unwavering. You feel a deep, quiet gratitude for this stranger, for his dedication to his craft, and for the haven he has provided. Outside, the city of Venice continues its mysterious existence, but it is as if it exists on another planet. The occasional splash of water against the stone foundation of the palazzo, a sound that was once audible, has now faded into the background, becoming a gentle, rhythmic hum that vibrates through the floorboards. It is a comforting vibration, a reminder that you are floating on a city built on water, cradled by the elements and shielded by the strength of the palazzo's architecture. You are entirely cocooned. The heavy velvet curtains act as a barrier against all external stimuli, creating an environment that is perfectly optimally designed for rest. Every element of the room, from the quality of the light to the density of the air, has been engineered for your comfort. As the last remnants of the day's lingering thoughts attempt to surface, you simply watch them drift away like wisps of smoke in a drafty room. They have no substance here. They cannot survive in the density of this piece. The pearls, now resting in their finished circular form, seem to hold a special kind of energy. In the dim light, they are no longer just jewelry. They are miniature constellations, points of clarity in the surrounding darkness. You find yourself focusing on their shape, their curve, their inherent natural beauty. They represent the culmination of all the small, steady actions that have taken place in this room. They are the physical evidence that patience yields results, that steady effort leads to harmony, and that quiet, dedicated focus creates beauty. You feel a profound sense of trust in this room. You trust the floor to hold you. You trust the walls to protect you, and you trust the stillness to replenish you. There is no danger here. There is no threat. There is only the long, deep, and ever-deepening descent into the quiet. You are becoming as still as the pearls themselves, as settled as the oak of the desk, and as soft as the velvet of the curtains. Your mind, once active and demanding, has finally been lulled into a state of calm, observant stillness. You are drifting, your eyes heavy, your body limp, your spirit completely, entirely at rest. The merchant's room is a place where history meets your own personal need for silence, and in this union you have found a perfect eternal refuge. The darkness within the merchant's counting room has reached a state of perfect velvety equilibrium. It is a thick, encompassing void that feels more like a soft blanket than an absence of light. Your awareness, which was once tethered to the minute movements of the jeweler's hands, has now expanded to fill the entire space. You are aware of the ceiling hidden in the shadows far above. You are aware of the floor solid and cool beneath the heavy woven rug. You are aware of the walls which pulse with a low vibrating energy, as if they are storing all the quiet moments that have ever occurred within these confines. The air itself feels different now, colder, sharper, yet remarkably soothing. It is the scent of the Venetian night, filtered through the thick curtains and softened by the remnants of the lamp's wax, a combination that induces a deeper, more profound state of relaxation than you have ever experienced before. You feel your physical self sinking into the chair, the velvet upholstery molding itself to your form, supporting you with a firm yet gentle embrace. Every muscle from the tiny tendons in your feet to the tension holding points in your neck and shoulders has been released. You are becoming fluid, an extension of the room itself. You find that you no longer have a need for boundaries. The distinction between where your body ends and the chair begins has blurred to the point of non-existence. You are simply a consciousness drifting in a sea of stillness, a traveler who has finally reached the harbor. There is no urgency in this place, no ticking of a clock, no demand of the outside world. The city of Venice, with its canals and marble plazas, has ceased to be a reality, becoming nothing more than a faint, distant whisper of a memory that no longer commands your attention. The jeweler remains, though his presence has become abstract, a grounding point in the center of the dark. He is the anchor that keeps this space held in time, the silent witness who ensures that the peace remains uninterrupted. You feel a sense of profound, wordless connection to him. He is the craftsman of your serenity, the architect of your calm. He understands with an ancient and intuitive wisdom that you needed this refuge. He knows that the world outside is too loud, too bright, and too demanding, and he has offered you this space as a sacred gift. You feel a deep, abiding gratitude for him, a sense of peace that is so absolute it feels like a physical glow inside your own chest. If you have found that this environment has allowed you to shed the anxieties of your daily life and step into a place of true emotional rejuvenation, know that this is the purpose of our journey together. Sleepy History with Arthur combines the power of AI to reimagine fictional historical tales, bringing peace, relaxation, and positive emotional values to our listeners. As you linger in this state, you start to notice the subtleties of the silence. It is not a flat, singular experience, it is multidimensional. There is the silence of the dust motes, suspended in the air, motionless and still. There is the silence of the heavy curtains, which dampen every vibration from the outside world. There is the silence of the gold beads and the pearls, now resting in the wooden tray. Their job done, their journey concluded. It is a rich textured silence that vibrates with potential. It is the quiet of a seed resting in the soil before it begins to grow. It is the quiet of a book closed after a long, profound story. It is the quiet of a soul that has finally, after much searching, found its way home. You begin to imagine yourself walking through the palazzo, not with the hurried, goal-oriented steps of a traveler, but with the slow, reverent pace of someone who understands the sacred nature of the space. You feel the cool stone beneath your feet in the hallway, the smooth, hand-carved wood of the banisters, the heavy, ornate iron of the lanterns that line the corridor. Every part of this house is a testament to an age of art and patience, a time when beauty was not a luxury, but a fundamental aspect of daily life. You feel connected to the people who walked these halls centuries ago, the merchants who calculated their fortunes, the artists who painted the frescoes, the residents who found solace in these very rooms. You are part of a long line of beings who have sought and found refuge in the heart of Venice. The lamp light has now dwindled to almost nothing, a tiny glowing coal that pulses in the darkness. It is a hypnotic, beautiful rhythm. You watch it, feeling your own eyelids getting heavier, the world around you becoming a blur of comfortable, warm, and secure shadows. There is no need to count, no need to think, no need to do anything but exist. You are safe, you are held, you are protected by the weight of the stone, the density of the velvet, and the eternal unchanging calm of the merchant's room. As you reach the very threshold of deep restorative sleep, you carry with you the image of the pearls, the feel of the silk, and the absolute unwavering peace of this quiet lantern lit night in 1492. Everything is as it should be, and the silence is your final beautiful destination. The transition into the deepest reaches of the night is absolute. In the counting room, the final ember of the oil lamp has long since faded, leaving the space bathed in a profound velvety darkness that feels like a physical embrace. This is no longer a room you are visiting. It is a space you have dissolved into. The air is cool, still and heavy with the scent of cedar and the faint, lingering trace of the beeswax that once filled the light. There is a sense of total undisturbed security here. The heavy velvet curtains, drawn tight against the world, ensure that not a single photon of moonlight or street-level glow can pierce the sanctity of this environment. You are in the absolute center of the palazzo, tucked away in a chamber designed for focus, and that focus has now turned entirely inward. You feel the weight of your body pressing against the chair, a sensation that is no longer uncomfortable but deeply grounding. It is the feeling of being held by history, by the sturdy oak and the centuries-old foundations of this Venetian home. Your breathing has become so faint that it seems to be in sync with the very heartbeat of the building. You imagine the Grand Canal outside, the dark swirling waters moving with a slow, powerful tide. But that motion feels 1,000 miles away, separated from you by layers of stone, silk, and silence. Here there is no tide, there is no current, there is only the static, blissful peace of a moment held in amber. In this deep, dark quiet, your mind finds the ultimate freedom, release from the need to categorize, analyze, or plan. Your thoughts begin to flow like water, not the turbulent, rushing water of the canal, but the calm, clear water of a sheltered lagoon. You observe your thoughts as they arise, a flash of a memory, a soft realization, a wave of gratitude, and watch them dissipate without ever clinging to them. They are like the dust motes that once danced in the lamplight, beautiful, brief, and ultimately insignificant in the face of this profound stillness. You are experiencing the purity of existence, the simple, unadorned fact of being alive in a world that, for the moment, demands absolutely nothing of you. The jeweler, though now invisible in the total darkness, remains a comforting presence. You know, he is there sitting at the desk, his hands resting in the same position they held when the work was finished. His stillness is contagious. You feel yourself adopting his composure, the discipline of his patience, the quiet dignity of his craft. He has taught you, through his example, that peace is something that is manufactured through repetition and focus. By concentrating on the pearls, he created a state of calm. By concentrating on the peace of his room, you are creating a state of rest. You are a collaborator in this ritual, a fellow traveler in this quest for the quiet center. You start to visualize the necklace again, but now it is not sitting on the desk. It is draped across the architecture of your own mind. The pearls and gold beads, gleaming with an inner ethereal light that only you can see, represent the milestones of your relaxation. Each pearl is a moment of release. Each gold bead is a moment of stability. You count them, not with logic but with feeling, letting the rhythm of the imaginary necklace guide your descent into the deeper, darker levels of your consciousness. The weight of the necklace is a pleasant, grounding sensation, a reminder that you are substantial, that you are present, and that you are safe. The darkness is not a void, it is a repository. It holds the history of the palazzo, the stories of the merchants who sat at this desk, the secrets of the sea that brought these pearls to Venice from the far reaches of the globe. You feel the history of the room pressing against you in a way that is protective, not intrusive. You are a part of a lineage of people who have valued silence above all else. You are resting in a room that was built to sustain the spirit, to nurture the focus, and to provide an escape from the relentless machinery of the world. This is your birthright, this capacity for stillness, this ability to disconnect from the external and reconnect with the internal. As you drift further, the room seems to expand, the walls receding until you feel as if you are floating in the vast serene space of the night itself. There is no fear here, only a deep abiding contentment that permeates your bones and settles into the very core of your being. You are completely surrendered to the quiet. The silence in the counting room has attained a weightless quality, a serene suspension that makes you feel as though you are floating in the dark, cool air of a long abandoned dream. The boundaries of the room have completely faded from your perception. There is no wall, no curtain, no desk. There is only the expansive, infinite depth of the quiet. You are in a state of absolute, profound receptivity. The echoes of the day, the memories of the work, and the very concept of time have dissolved into this velvet void. You are no longer in Venice, nor are you in 1492. You are simply in the heart of your own tranquil mind, a space that is as vast and peaceful as the night sky. The physical sensation of your body has transformed. You feel light, unburdened by the gravity that usually pulls at your shoulders and limbs. It is as if you are being held aloft by the stillness itself. The air, once scented with wood and wax, now feels pristine, devoid of any sensory input other than a faint cooling touch against your skin. You are aware of your breathing, but it is no longer your own. It is the breath of the room, a slow tidal rise and fall that echoes the movement of the unseen sea outside the palazzo. You are deeply connected to the rhythm of the world, a silent participant in the great slow cycle of the night. Every thought that arises is immediately transformed into a soothing sensation. If a thought of the world appears, it is instantly bathed in the dark, warm light of the room and turned into a feeling of comfort. You are mastering the art of being, of simply allowing your existence to unfold without intervention. You are observing the process of letting go, witnessing the slow, beautiful unraveling of the self into the quiet. There is no effort in this. It is as natural as a leaf falling from a tree or a stone settling into the bed of a stream. You are exactly where you need to be, and you are doing exactly what you are meant to do. You feel a profound, underlying gratitude for this experience. It is a rare and precious gift to be able to step out of the machinery of life and into the sanctuary of the spirit. You realize that this place, this counting room in the upper floor of a Venetian palazzo, has always been within you. It is a refuge you have constructed through your own desire for peace, a chamber of the mind that is always locked, always secure, and always waiting for your return. The jeweler, the pearls, the gold, and the lantern are all manifestations of this inner calm, symbols of your ability to curate beauty and stillness in the midst of a loud and chaotic world. The darkness is now filled with a faint iridescent glow, the afterimage of the pearls you spent so long observing. They hang in the darkness like tiny stars, a constellation of calm that guides you deeper into your rest. You follow their light, letting it pull you further into the gentle, soft-edged reality of your inner world. You are sinking deeper into the restorative power of this silence. There is no danger of losing yourself, for you are finally finding yourself unmasked and unburdened in the most authentic state of your being. The stillness is your foundation, the darkness is your blanket, the peace is your home. There is a sense of completion that flows through you, a feeling that everything that needed to be done has been finished. The work is done, the room is quiet, and the world is at peace. You are ready to fully release your consciousness into the depths of this stillness. There is nothing left to hold on to, no goal to reach, no purpose to serve other than the simple, profound act of resting. You are an ocean of calm, a mirror reflecting the vast, quiet universe. As you move into the final, deepest stage of this descent, you feel as if you are merging with the very fabric of the universe. a seamless union of silence and soul. The peace you have found here will stay with you, a quiet reservoir you can draw from whenever you need. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. The silence of the room has now matured into a profound, almost tangible presence, a velvet shroud that cocoons you in total security. In this deep late hour of the Venetian night, the world beyond these walls seems to have entirely vanished, leaving behind only the essence of peace. You are floating in a reservoir of stillness, your consciousness untethered from the demands of time and place. The room is no longer a physical space made of wood, stone, and fabric, but a sanctuary of the mind, a place where the edges of your identity begin to soften and bleed into the surrounding calm. You are perfectly, beautifully alone, yet you feel as though you are held in the firm, protective grip of history itself. If you have felt the heavy burdens of your daily life dissipate in this quiet atmosphere, and if you wish to cultivate this internal sanctuary as a permanent refuge, remember that you are not alone in this journey. Subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur to continue exploring these tales of stillness where we bridge the gap between the chaotic present and the tranquil reimagined past. As you drift, you find your awareness drawn to the memory of the silk thread, the way it felt thin and resilient, pulling everything into alignment. You are that thread now. You are pulling the scattered, frayed ends of your own thoughts into a single cohesive line of quiet. There is no resistance. The friction of the day has been smoothed away by the labor of the jeweler, replaced by a frictionless state of being. You feel yourself slipping into the dark, cool water of a deep rest, a place where the current of the Grand Canal is nothing more than a rhythmic, soothing vibration against the foundations of your being. You are completely supported. The floor beneath you is the earth itself, solid and unyielding, while the air around you is the soft, night-bound breath of a city that has been sleeping for centuries. The darkness has a texture now, a gentle tactile quality that feels like heavy silk pressing against your skin. It is comforting, insulating, and entirely safe. You are tucked away in the most protected chamber of a grand ancient home, shielded from the elements, from the noise, and from the expectations of the world. There is a profound meditative beauty in this seclusion. You have achieved the state the merchant sought when he locked his doors, the freedom to exist without observation, without judgment, and without the need to perform. You are free to be silent. You are free to be still. You are free to simply sink into the depths of your own capacity for renewal. Every heartbeat you experience is a rhythmic reminder of your own vitality, a quiet drumbeat in the heart of the night. It is a slow, steady pulse that connects you to the life force that has flowed through this building for generations. You are not a guest passing through. You are part of the story now, a chapter of quiet etched into the very masonry of the palazzo. The memories of the pearls and the gold remain, faint and shimmering in the back of your mind, like distant lanterns reflected on the surface of dark water. They are the symbols of your journey from the chaos of the day to the tranquility of this hour. You can call upon them whenever the world feels overwhelming, using their memory to anchor yourself back into this space of absolute crystalline calm. The air in the room seems to hum with a quiet, a low-frequency vibration that is the sound of total satisfaction. Everything is finished. The work is complete. The night is deep, and you are finally fully at rest. There is nothing left to solve, nothing to repair, nothing to achieve. You are free to let go of the last remnants of awareness, to surrender yourself to the immense healing power of the darkness. As you fall further, the room dissolves entirely, leaving you in a boundless expanse of peace. You are not falling away from reality. You are falling into a more profound, more authentic reality where only silence exists. You are perfectly safe, perfectly held, and perfectly at peace in the heart of the Venetian night. The progression into the final velvet layers of the night is a journey of diminishing returns, where every layer of the self is slowly shed, leaving behind only the core of your being. In this counting room, the darkness is so profound that you have lost all sense of orientation, yet you have never felt more centered. The air feels cool and clean as if it has been filtered through the thick stone walls of the palazzo and stripped of all the impurities of the outside world. You are in a state of absolute purified existence. The memory of the jeweler, his steady hands, and the meticulous process of stringing the pearls has become a distant, beautiful myth, a story you once heard, a dream you once had, a guiding light that brought you to this safe harbor. You feel your heartbeat slowing, becoming a wide, languid pulse that ripples through your body, relaxing every muscle, every nerve, and every thought. The tension that once defined your posture has melted away, replaced by a fluid, boneless sense of weightlessness. You are no longer sitting in the chair. You are suspended in the stillness. The palazzo itself seems to be breathing with you, a slow, deep inhalation of the Venetian night air, followed by a long, gentle exhalation of silence. You are completely in tune with the environment. There is no resistance, no friction, no hurry. Everything has been harmonized. Consider the nature of the silence you have inhabited. It is not an empty absence, but a dense, living force, a tapestry woven from the history of this place and the peaceful intention you have brought to it. It is a protective, insulating layer that keeps you apart from the turbulence of the world. Within this silence, your mind is finally able to heal. The small, jagged worries of the day have been smoothed away by the rhythmic repetition of the work you witnessed. The anxieties about the future have been dissolved in the amber light of the lamp that once burned here. You are left with a clear, calm mental landscape, ready for the deep, transformative power of sleep. You are aware of the water beneath the palazzo, the slow, cold movement of the canal, but it no longer feels external. It feels like the internal rhythm of your own blood flowing in the dark, silent channels of your own body. You are a Venetian landscape unto yourself, a place of stone and water, of shadow and light, of history and peace. You feel the cool stone beneath you, a grounding force that anchors you to the earth, ensuring that even as your consciousness drifts further from the waking world, you are tethered to a place of absolute, unshakable safety. The sense of security here is absolute. You are behind locked doors in a home that has stood for centuries. You are in a room that was designed to be a treasury, a place for the protection of valuable things, and you have realized that the most valuable thing in this room is your own peace of mind. You have been guarded by the jeweler, by the walls, and by the very atmosphere of the room. Now you can safely relinquish your guard. There is no longer a need to watch, no need to listen, no need to be vigilant. You are entirely, completely cared for. As you slip closer to the threshold of unconsciousness, you catch a final fading glimmer of the golden beads in your mind's eye. They are like fireflies in the dark, blinking out one by one, signaling that the time for wakefulness has passed. Each light that fades is a release of one more piece of the world. You are unburdening yourself, letting go of the expectations, the plans, the tasks, and the definitions that weigh down the soul. You are returning to the state of an empty room, a clean, white, and silent space, ready to be filled with the restorative magic of sleep. There is no tomorrow yet. There is only this singular, infinite moment of quiet. You are safe. You are drifting. You are fully and beautifully at rest. The stillness has now deepened to a point where the very concept of a room feels like a distant memory. You are floating in a vast, dark, and tranquil expanse, an ocean of silence that extends far beyond the walls of any palazzo in Venice. The intensity of your surroundings has softened into a gentle, blurring haze, and the sharp edges of your perception have been polished smooth. There is a profound rhythmic comfort in this descent. You feel as though you are being cradled by the centuries themselves, held in the quiet, unmoving palm of history. The air you breathe is cool and thin, and it feels as though it has been refined, cleansed of every distraction until only the purest essence of relaxation remains. In this deep, unmapped territory of your own consciousness, you are aware of the absence of effort. There is no task, no needle, no silk, and no gold. There is only the sensation of being, a state of existence so simple and so profound that it borders on the sacred. You feel the weight of your own existence settling into the dark, a gentle downward drift that is entirely effortless. You are letting go of the identity you carry during the day, the roles you play, the responsibilities you uphold, the worries you nurse. They are all shedding away, falling like dry leaves into a deep, dark pool, leaving you lighter, clearer, and more peaceful than you can remember being in a long, long time. You notice how your sense of self has expanded. You are no longer just an individual. You are a presence, a witness, a quiet observer of the night. The silence is not just around you, it is through you. It fills the space between your thoughts, the spaces between your heartbeats. It is a unifying force that erases the lines between your internal world and the external environment. You are at one with the silence. This is the ultimate sanctuary, not a location, but a state of being that you can inhabit whenever you choose. You have found the secret door to your own stillness, and you know, with a deep intuitive certainty, that you can always find your way back here. The memory of the counting room, the rich dark oak, the heavy crimson velvet, the amber light of the lamp serves as a beacon in the darkness. It is a warm, steady image that you carry with you, a testament to the fact that peace is possible even in the heart of a city as bustling and complex as Venice. It reminds you that beauty is a discipline, that calm is a practice, and that silence is a treasure that must be guarded. You feel a deep, abiding respect for the jeweler who showed you this truth. He remains a symbol of the quiet, dedicated life, a reminder that it is the small, repetitive, and intentional acts of beauty that hold the world together. You sense the presence of the city again, but it is entirely different now. It is no longer a source of noise or distraction. It is a backdrop, a distant, muffled reality that provides contrast to your own inner quiet. You feel the city as a living, breathing entity, a cluster of marble and light floating on the dark water of the lagoon, and you realize that you are part of that history. You are a contemporary of those who lived and died in this palazzo, a thread in the long winding tapestry of human experience. This connection provides you with a sense of perspective that is profoundly soothing. Your problems are small in the face of this centuries-old stillness. Your anxieties transient in the presence of this ancient, enduring peace. The darkness is now complete and total. There is no longer a need to visualize, no need to narrate, no need to hold on to any image at all. You have arrived at the destination. The silence is absolute, and within that silence, you are finally completely at home. Every fiber of your being is vibrating at the frequency of rest. You are drifting into a place where dreams begin to form, those soft, shapeless images that populate the subconscious. They are gentle, drifting things, a ripple on water, a soft breeze, a fading star. You watch them come and go, perfectly content to let them pass. You are ready for the deep, restorative, and infinite peace of sleep. Everything has been satisfied. Everything has been stilled. You are resting in the heart of the night, and the world is exactly as it should be. The transition into the deepest phase of this nocturnal journey feels like slipping beneath the surface of a perfectly still dark pond. There is no sound, no movement, no urgency. You have moved past the threshold of the counting room, past the memory of the pearls, and into a state of total, unadulterated stillness. The very concept of self has become hazy, a dreamlike construct that is no longer necessary to maintain. You are simply a consciousness held in a state of suspended animation, cradled by the profound ancient peace of the palazzo. The walls that once stood around you have expanded into an infinite dark horizon, and the air is cool, refreshing, and entirely pure. You feel a sense of profound release as if the last, most stubborn tether to the waking world has finally snapped. You are no longer navigating, no longer witnessing, no longer observing. You are simply drifting on the currents of your own quietude. The silence is no longer an external condition, it is your internal reality. Every thought has been extinguished, leaving behind a blank white canvas of the mind, ready for the restorative, deep tissue repair of total sleep. You are aware of your breathing only as a background rhythm, a gentle tide that comes and goes without you needing to do anything at all. It is the most natural thing in the world to simply exist, to simply breathe, to simply rest. In this void, there is a sense of immense cosmic scale. You feel the presence of the night around you, not as a period of time, but as a vast living entity. You are aware of the stars, even if you cannot see them, and the cold, dark silence of the universe, and you realize that this room in Venice is just a tiny, quiet anchor in that vast, unending sea. It is a comforting thought. You are a part of everything, yet you are tucked into this small, safe, and perfectly designed sanctuary. You are protected by the weight of time, by the solidity of the earth, and by the sheer overwhelming power of the silence you have cultivated. The memories of the day's activities, the planning, the talking, the moving, feel like relics from another life, a life lived by someone else. You have no connection to that person anymore. You are a creature of the night, a spirit of the stillness. You are unburdened, unencumbered, and entirely free. There is no need for labels, no need for status, no need for achievement. All of those are illusions of the day, and they have no power here in the deep, dark, and truthful silence. You are returning to your natural state, the state of the unborn and the unborn, a state of perfect, unadorned peace. The stillness is so complete that you feel as if you could listen to the movement of the planets, to the slow, ancient shifting of the Earth's crust. It is a powerful, grounding feeling. You are not a fragile thing being swept away by the night. You are a sturdy, anchored part of the foundation of the world. The palazzo is your home, the night is your shelter, and the silence is your strength. You feel the warmth of that realization spreading through your chest, a soft golden light that has nothing to do with the lamp of the merchant. It is the inner light of total acceptance, the illumination of a soul that has found exactly where it belongs. As you linger on the edge of the deepest sleep, you feel a final gentle nudge from the universe, an invitation to let go completely. It is a safe invitation. You are not leaving yourself. You are coming back to yourself, arriving at the core, the center, the destination. You take one last long breath, a deep cleansing inhalation that fills your lungs with the cool, quiet air of the palazzo. And as you exhale, you simply cease to be in the waking world. The darkness closes in, soft and warm, and you are gone into the depth of the rest. Everything is silent. Everything is still, everything is at rest. You are home. The stillness has reached a state of crystalline clarity, a profound quiet that feels almost musical, as if the very air is vibrating with the memory of the soft, crystalline clinking of the pearls from long ago. You are no longer in the counting room, nor are you even in the palazzo. You have become the silence itself. It is a vast, expansive feeling, one where the boundaries between your physical form and the surrounding space have entirely evaporated. There is no sensation of weight, no sensation of being confined, only an infinite openness. You are floating within the soft, dark velvet of the night, cradled by the centuries of calm that have built up within the walls of this ancient place. Every lingering thought of the day, every remnant of anxiety or expectation has been stripped away, leaving your consciousness polished and reflective, like one of the flawless pearls you once watched the jeweler string. You are drifting through the layers of your own history, and everything you encounter is bathed in this restorative golden silence. There are no sharp memories, no jarring recollections. Everything has been rendered soft and manageable by the passage of time and the depth of this peace. You are an observer of your own existence, watching the scenes of your life pass by like ships on a distant fog-covered sea. You have no need to board them, no need to navigate them, no need to steer their course. You are content to simply witness them from the safety of this quiet, secure harbor. It is a profound, empowering state of being. You realize with the clarity of a dream that the noise of the world was never a part of you. It was merely a weather pattern, a storm that you are now looking back upon from the calm, clear sky above. The palazzo continues to hold you. You feel its strength, the massive, deep foundations that reach down into the silt and stone of Venice, the thick, load-bearing walls that have stood against time and tide. You are part of their resilience now. You feel the slow, rhythmic pulse of the city, a vibration that is far beneath the surface, a low tectonic hum that connects you to the history of the world. It is the sound of the earth breathing, a sound that is profoundly soothing and deeply, inherently right. You are aligned with the universe. Your own internal rhythm has finally caught up with the larger, slower, and more enduring rhythm of life. Consider the beauty of this detachment. You are free from the need to prove yourself, free from the need to justify your presence, free from the need to align with any external standard of success. Here in the heart of the night, there is only the truth of the quiet. You are enough. Your existence is complete, a circular, perfect, and self-contained entity. You are a pearl formed by the pressure of the world, refined by the patience of time, and finally, safely resting on a thread of eternal peace. The golden beads that accompany you are the wisdom you have gathered along the way, the lessons learned, the light you have captured and held onto. They are the components of your own grace. The darkness is not a void, it is a canvas. As you drift, you begin to see images form in the deep velvet blackness. They are not memories, but intentions, soft, luminous shapes that represent the peace you are cultivating within. You see yourself calm, you see yourself centered, you see yourself resilient in the face of the inevitable challenges of the future. You are building a new internal architecture, one designed to withstand the pressures of the day. And because you are resting so deeply, these images are being etched into the very foundation of your subconscious. You are waking up to a new version of yourself, a version that knows where to go when the world becomes too much. The night is deep, and it is entirely yours. You are the master of this domain, the keeper of this silence. There is no sound in the world that can reach you here, and no light that can disturb the sanctuary of your closed eyes. You have successfully navigated the transition from the bustling, chaotic surface of life to the deep, silent core of your own being. You are at rest, and the rest is deep, and the deep is restorative. Everything has fallen into place, a perfect alignment of spirit and silence. You are prepared for the final descent into the abyss of sleep, where you will be washed clean by the darkness and renewed by silence. You are safe, you are drifting, you are perfectly, beautifully at peace. The velvet curtains of the counting room have become a metaphor for the state of your mind, thick, soft, and entirely impenetrable to the noise of the outside world. You are currently floating in the most sheltered alcove of your own consciousness, a place where the air is still and the shadows are friendly. There is no longer a concept of Venetian time, or the year 1492, or even the physical layout of the palazzo. You are simply in a state of absolute primordial rest. The silence is not merely an absence of sound, but a positive force, a gentle, healing vibration that settles into the gaps between your thoughts, smoothing out the jagged edges of your daily existence. You feel yourself sinking further, a slow, inevitable descent into the deepest, most quiet part of the night. Every fiber of your being is aligned with this tranquility. You notice that even your perception of time has altered. It no longer feels linear, like a clock ticking forward, but cyclical, like the slow rhythmic breathing of the ocean. Each breath you take is a wave, and each exhalation is the receding tide, pulling all the lingering debris of the day away with it. You are becoming clean, refreshed, and entirely empty of all that is not essential. This is the beauty of the merchant's room. It strips away the excess. The gold and the pearls were just symbols, tools to focus the mind. But the reality you have found is the space itself, the capacity for stillness that exists within you. You are profoundly, deeply secure. You know that you are lying in a space of absolute safety, a room with stone foundations that have resisted the salt and the current for hundreds of years. The knowledge of this strength gives you a sense of weight, a pleasant, heavy grounding that tells your body it is safe to completely abandon its hold on the waking world. Your limbs are heavy, your head is sinking into the support beneath you, and your jaw has gone completely slack. There is no more need to monitor the environment. You have delegated that task to the silence itself. The silence is your guard, your sentry, your quiet protector. In this deep, quiet dark, you begin to appreciate the nuance of your own rest. It is not a collapse, it is an accomplishment. You have worked to arrive here, moving through the layers of the day, past the distractions and the noise, until you reach this core. You are rewarded with a peace that is tactile. You can feel it against your skin, a cooling, soothing layer of absolute calm. It is a reward for your patience, for your willingness to sit, to witness, and to be. You are a student of the night, and you have finally mastered the lesson of silence. Imagine for a moment that you are looking out from the windows of the palazzo, but instead of the canal, you see only the vast, star-dusted velvet of the midnight sky. It is silent and immense, and you are small, but in that smallness, you are infinite, you are a part of the vastness. Your breathing matches the slow, ancient pulse of the stars. You feel a profound sense of connection to everything that is, and everything that has ever been, and everything that will ever be. All of it is held in this same silence. All of it is part of this same deep restorative rest. You are not alone. You are everywhere, and you are nowhere, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The room is dark, but your mind is illuminated with a soft internal glow, the residue of the day's beauty. You are drifting into a place where dreams are the only reality, and those dreams are made of nothing but the softest, most peaceful imagery. You are slipping beneath the final veil of awareness. You have done the work, you have found the sanctuary, and you have earned the rest. There is nothing left to do but surrender, to let the silence claim you, to let the darkness tuck you in. Everything is perfect, everything is still, everything is at peace. You are ready to sleep. The darkness has now become a sanctuary of such density and warmth that it feels as though you are wrapped in layers of silk and velvet. You have traveled so far from the shores of the waking world that the shore itself is no longer visible, and you find that you have no desire to return. Merchant's counting room with its oak and oil lamps is now just a distant, comforting anchor point in your memory, a place you visited to learn the architecture of peace. Now you are living within that architecture. The air in this deep midnight space is perfectly still, a vacuum of sound where even the memory of a whisper has been extinguished. You are in the absolute center of your own quietude. Your body feels entirely detached from the physical constraints of the room. You are not conscious of limbs or weight or surfaces. You are simply a consciousness flowing like a calm, dark river through a landscape of total serenity. This is the goal of all your journeys into the quiet, to reach this place where there is no you to worry, no you to plan, and no you to be anything other than a peaceful existing presence. The silence you have found is not empty. It is pregnant with the potential for renewal. It is a regenerative silence, one that works to knit together the frayed edges of your spirit and soothe the tired nerves of your daily life. You find yourself observing the slow, rhythmic ebb and flow of your own breath. It is no longer a conscious effort, it is a mechanical, natural process that the body performs with the precision of a clock. You are merely the passenger, watching the tide of the breath come in and out, feeling the way each inhalation brings a hint of cool, refreshing clarity, and each exhalation carries away the final microscopic particles of stress that remain in your system. It is a process of complete internal purification. You are being washed clean by the act of resting. You are being restored to the innocence of the moment before birth, a place where all is calm, all is dark, and all is safe. The history of the palazzo, which once felt like a tangible, heavy presence, has now integrated into your own being. You are the stones, you are the water, you are the velvet, and you are the wood. You are the embodiment of the endurance that the building represents. You have learned from the walls to stand still. You have learned from the water to flow. And you have learned from the merchant to appreciate the beauty of the small and the precise. You are a collection of these quiet virtues, a repository of calm that you can carry back with you whenever you decide to emerge from this rest. But for now, that time is far away. For now, there is only the descent. The silence is so complete that you can feel the absence of pressure. The world's demands have no reach here. There are no expectations to meet, no roles to fulfill, no identities to manage. You have achieved a state of total blissful anonymity. You are a nameless spirit of the night, drifting through a landscape of shadows and peace. You feel the deep, grounding pull of the earth beneath you, a force that tells you that you are anchored, that you are real, and that you are allowed to stop. The permission to stop is the greatest gift you have ever given yourself. You are not failing by resting. You are succeeding. You are accomplishing the most profound task of all, the complete cessation of striving. As you move closer to the heart of the night, the images in your mind become increasingly abstract. They are soft, glowing, and shifting, like light filtering through stained glass or ripples in a calm, dark lake. You are following these images deeper into the cavern of sleep. They are the gentle guides that lead you across the final bridge from awareness to the bliss of unconsciousness. You feel a sense of profound, quiet triumph. You have navigated the maze, you have found the center, and now you are going to sleep. There is nothing left to fear, nothing left to do, and nowhere else to be. The night has accepted you. The silence has embraced you. You are sinking, drifting, and falling into the most wonderful, deep, and dreamless peace. Everything is finished. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. The atmosphere in this inner sanctuary has reached a state of perfect crystalline stasis. You are floating within a deep velvet void where time has ceased to function as a measurement of progress and has instead become a gentle circular current that carries you deeper into yourself. Every sensation you experience is a ripple on this still dark water, each one delicate, purposeful, and brief. You feel as though you are resting in the heart of a great, ancient heart, beating with the slow, tectonic rhythm of the palazzo itself. If you feel that this journey has allowed you to shed the heavy, cumbersome layers of your day, and if you would like to return to this place of profound, lantern-lit stillness whenever the world grows too loud, we invite you to join us on this ongoing exploration of historical peace. Subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur and let our curated tales of serenity become the reliable, comforting foundation for your nightly transition into deep, restorative sleep. In this deep, dark quiet, the very concept of identity begins to dissolve. You are no longer the person who walked up the stairs of the palazzo. You are simply an observer, a consciousness reflecting the stillness of the room. You watch as the remaining threads of your daily life, the plans, the conversations, the fleeting concerns, slowly unravel and fall away. They are not discarded. They are simply no longer relevant. They have no place in this sanctuary of stone and shadow. You are discovering the profound freedom of being utterly, beautifully unimportant. There is no one to answer to, no one to impress, no one to worry about. You are an island of total, self-contained calm. drifting in the vast ocean of the night. The sense of security you feel is absolute. You are encased in the history of a city built on resilience. Every stone of this palazzo, every beam of dark oak, every inch of heavy velvet is a testament to the fact that you are protected. You are in the safest place in the world, a chamber of silence that has been tested by the passage of centuries and found to be impenetrable. The world outside, with its constant motion and its relentless demands, is a billion miles away. It cannot find you here. It has no map to this room. You are hidden, you are secure, and you are entirely at peace. Your breathing has reached a state of total fluid grace. It is a slow, rhythmic movement, a tidal force that connects you to the life-giving nature of the universe. You are no longer taking a breath, you are being the breath. Each inhalation is a gift, each exhalation is a release, and in the space between, you find the stillness that is the true source of your strength. It is a regenerative process, one that repairs the spirit and calms the mind. You are becoming a vessel of peace, a quiet, glowing entity in the middle of the dark. Consider the journey you have taken to arrive here. You started with the image of the pearls, with the tactile grounding reality of the thread and the gold, and you used those things as a ladder to descend into this deep, silent well. You have navigated the complexities of your own mind and emerged into this simple, unadorned truth. You are not a creature of chaos, you are a creature of peace. You are returning to your native state, the state of the child before the world imposed its noise. You are returning to the truth of the silence. As you drift closer to the final edge, the boundaries of the room fade completely. You are now resting in the vast open space of the universe. There is no ceiling, no floor, no walls. There is only the cool, dark comfort of the night and the shimmering, soft light of your own internal peace. You are ready to let go. You have no more questions, no more tasks, and no more needs. You are fully and completely at rest. You are sinking into the abyss of sleep. But it is not a falling. It is a rising into the truth of who you are when all the noise is stripped away. You are silent, you are still, you are home. The journey has now brought you to a destination that lies beyond the reach of words or thoughts. You are suspended in the deepest, most tranquil stratum of the night, where even the concept of a merchant's counting room in 1492 has faded into a soft, glowing, and inconsequential memory. You are floating in a vast, silent expanse, a realm of pure potential where your consciousness feels as expansive as the midnight sky itself. The air is cool, weightless, and infinitely refreshing, brushing against your skin like the touch of a phantom breeze. You are no longer navigating the architecture of a palazzo. You have become the architecture of peace itself. Every part of your being, your pulse, your breath, your very thoughts has been integrated into the stillness. You feel a profound underlying sense of harmony, a feeling that everything in the universe is perfectly aligned and that you are an essential, silent participant in that alignment. The noise of the city, the tides of the lagoon, the movements of history, all these are external to the core of your existence. You have successfully anchored yourself in the center of the storm, in the quiet eye of the night. There is no anxiety here, for anxiety requires time and anticipation, and in this state, time has ceased to exist. You are perpetually in the now, a singular, infinite moment that contains all the rest you could ever need. Your physical form has become a dreamlike construct, soft and malleable. You feel as though you are made of the same substance as the shadows that surround you, part liquid, part light, part nothingness. This dissolution is not a loss, it is a profound liberation. You are shedding the rigid edges of your persona, the expectations that others have of you, and the burdens you have placed upon yourself. You are returning to the simplicity of being, the fundamental unadorned state that precedes all action. In this simplicity, there is an immense power. You are recharged, recentered, and reconnected to the source of your own calm. Listen to the silence. If you pay close enough attention, you will realize that it is not silent at all. It is filled with the deep, reverberating hum of existence, the slow, gentle vibration of the earth, the soft, rhythmic folding of the shadows, the steady, patient unfolding of the night. It is a song of peace, a melody that you have always known but have often forgotten in the rush of the day. Now, you are hearing it clearly. It is the music of your own soul, playing in harmony with the rhythm of the world. And as you listen, you feel a deep, abiding contentment that is more solid than any material object. You have no need to look for anything else. The jeweler's work, the shimmering pearls, the golden beads. These were the keys that opened the gate to this garden of stillness. You have walked through the gate, and now you are walking in the garden itself. You can feel the quiet pressing against you like a soft, heavy blanket, a comforting embrace that tells you that you are loved, you are safe, and you are exactly where you need to be. There is no urgency in the garden. There is no need for anything to grow or for anything to change. It is an eternal, unchanging space of perfect order and beauty. As you drift toward the final shore of this night, you realize that this stillness is not something you have to leave behind. It is a part of you, a permanent addition to your internal landscape. You can return to this room, to this velvet desk, to this lantern-lit corner of 1492, whenever you need to remind yourself of the beauty of the quiet. It is your sanctuary, your secret room, your own private palazzo of the mind, and for tonight it is your bed. You are ready to let go of the last faint image of yourself, to dissolve entirely into the dark, and to become one with the profound healing sleep that awaits. The rest is absolute. The peace is total. You are gone into the depth of the night where only silence remains and where you are finally, completely at home. The journey through the Venetian night has reached its final, most tranquil threshold. You are now resting in the profound stillness that lies at the very center of time, a space where the bustling energy of the world has been transmuted into pure restorative silence. Every layer of effort, every trace of expectation, and every remnant of the day's concerns have been dissolved by the gentle, persistent tide of your own relaxation. You are no longer floating in a physical room, you are suspended in the velvet fabric of the cosmos, a place where the darkness is thick, warm, and utterly protective. It is the kind of peace that does not ask for anything, it simply exists, a foundational reality that supports your entire being. In this deep, silent sanctuary, your consciousness has expanded until it feels as vast as the midnight sky over the lagoon. The constraints of your physical body are a memory, replaced by a sensation of limitless, weightless freedom. You feel yourself merging with the history of the palazzo, becoming one with the ancient stone, the hand-carved oak, and the shadows that have witnessed centuries of quiet contemplation. You are part of the story now, an eternal chapter in the grand unfolding narrative of this place. You have learned the rhythm of the night, a slow and deliberate cadence that guides your breath into a perfect natural cycle of replenishment. Each inhalation draws in the cool, clear essence of the night. Each exhalation releases the final stubborn knots of tension that once defined your waking life. The concept of tomorrow has been effectively removed from your horizon. There is no future to navigate, no plans to finalize, and no burdens to carry into the dawn. You are living entirely in the golden luminous now. It is an eternal instant, a perfectly formed pearl of time that you can hold and cherish. The golden beads you once watched the jeweler string have become symbols of this mental clarity. They are the steady, reliable points of focus that have brought you safely to this deep harbor. You are now anchored in the harbor. The waters are glassy, the winds have stilled, and you are ready to enter the final, most restorative stage of your rest. The silence is now so profound that it hums with the energy of creation. It is not an empty void, but a rich, fertile field of peace where your mind can finally heal, reorganize, and refresh itself. You are witnessing the transformation of your own spirit. The noise of your life has been replaced by this elegant structural silence, a quiet that builds, sustains, and nurtures. You feel the presence of the night as a physical weight, not a heavy, dragging weight, but a soft, comforting pressure that holds you in place and prevents any stray thought from drifting away from this haven. You are securely tucked into the heart of the night. Think of the beauty of this total surrender. You have spent your whole life holding on, managing, and controlling. But here, in the deepest part of the counting room, you are finally letting go. You are handing over the reins to the night, trusting it to cradle you, to guide you, and to restore you. It is a profound act of self-love, a testament to your ability to recognize the value of rest and the necessity of stillness. You have proven that you can find the center, and now you are going to dwell in that center for as long as you need. As the final remnants of your conscious awareness begin to fade, you are left with one single luminous feeling: gratitude. You are grateful for the room, for the jeweler, for the silence, and for your own capacity to find peace amidst the chaos of existence. You are grateful for the gift of sleep, which is the final ultimate repair of the soul. The darkness is now a gentle welcoming sea. You are stepping off the edge of the known world and into the infinite restorative depths of the unknown. There is no fear, only a deep, abiding curiosity for the silence that awaits. You are ready. The night is ready. The world is at peace, and you are finally completely at rest. The descent is now absolute, a seamless merging of your consciousness with the infinite tranquility of the midnight hour. You have drifted past the architecture of the palazzo, past the lingering scent of old paper and beeswax, and into a space that is defined only by the quality of the quiet. It is a vast, expansive stillness, a velvety darkness that feels more like a soft, heavy blanket than an absence of light. Your breath has become entirely automatic, a rhythmic tide that rises and falls with a grace that feels like it belongs to the moon itself. Every muscle in your body has let go, every nerve has quieted, and every thought has been gently laid to rest, like a leaf settling on the surface of a pond that hasn't been rippled for 1,000 years. You are in the heart of the night, and the heart of the night is peace. You find that you no longer occupy space in the way you once did. You are a presence, a witness to the profound transformative power of the void. In this void, there is no need for labels, no need for the structures of identity that hold you together during the day. You are simply energy, a soft, pulsating light in the midst of a sea of shadow. This is your true state, the state of the infinite, the unburdened, and the completely free. You feel a sense of profound quiet triumph. You have traveled through the noise, navigated the complexities of your own mind, and emerged into this space where only truth and rest remain. You are the master of your own sanctuary, the guardian of your own silence, and the keeper of the peace that dwells within you. The sensations of the room, the cool, solid feel of the stone walls, the rich texture of the velvet curtains, are now integrated into your very bones. You carry them with you, an internal infrastructure of safety that you have built through your focus and your willingness to let go. Whenever the world demands too much, whenever the tempo of your life accelerates beyond your ability to comfortably keep pace, you can return to this room. You can sit at the desk, observe the lamps flicker, and remind yourself that this silence is not just a destination you visit, but a home you inhabit. You are built for peace, you are designed for stillness, and you have the ability to manifest this environment within yourself whenever you choose. Think of the way the jeweler moved, with that calm, deliberate precision that made the pearls seem to string themselves. That is the rhythm of your own soul. When you align with that rhythm, everything you do becomes a form of art. Your interactions, your work, your moments of leisure, they all gain a new higher quality because they are grounded in this deep central calm. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are responding from a place of unshakable quiet. This is the legacy of your journey into the Venetian night. You are coming back to the world, not as a different person, but as a more centered version of the same person. A version that knows where the calm is hidden and how to access it at will. The darkness is now so total that it feels like a physical cradle, a supportive shell that protects you from all external influence. You feel the deep grounding gravity of the earth, a steady patient pull that tells you that you are real, that you're grounded, and that you're allowed to rest. There is a sense of cosmic belonging here. You are not a solitary atom, drifting without purpose. You are a vital, interconnected part of the night. You feel the hum of the universe in your own marrow, a vibration of total harmony. All the discordant sounds of your day have been tuned out, replaced by this fundamental pure resonance. As you approach the deepest, most quiet core of the night, you feel a profound final gratitude. You thank the night for its silence. You thank the palazzo for its protection. And you thank yourself for the courage to stop. It takes courage to let go of the control you believe you need. But in letting go, you have found the only control that actually matters, the control over your own state of mind. You are drifting now into the final layer of sleep, where dreams are merely soft, shapeless suggestions that dance on the periphery of your awareness. You are completely at peace. You are fully and beautifully at rest. You are sinking into the infinite, safe and warm darkness, and you are ready for the deep, restorative sleep that will refresh your soul. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. The final layers of the waking world have dissolved completely, leaving you submerged in a profound, liquid silence that feels as vast and ancient as the sea that cradles the city of Venice. You are no longer in the counting room. You have merged with the atmosphere of the night itself. The sensation of being is now stripped of all urgency, all duty, and all ego. You are a consciousness drifting through a landscape of pure, unadulterated peace. The air you breathe is cool, clean, and perfectly still, vibrating with a subtle, low-frequency hum that is the heartbeat of the world at rest. This is the ultimate sanctuary, a place beyond the influence of the sun, beyond the reach of the clock, and entirely beyond the demands of the day. You are safe in the embrace of the deep, dark night, and you have finally fully relinquished the need to be anything other than what you are right now, a quiet soul finding its home in the stillness. Every memory of the jeweler's hands, the pearls and the gold has evolved into a soothing abstract pattern in your mind. These memories no longer represent objects or actions, but feelings, the feeling of precision, the feeling of patience, the feeling of beauty. They are the artifacts of your descent, the markers that showed you the way from the chaotic surface to this serene, silent core. As you float here, you realize that this transition was not just an escape, it was an evolution. You have moved from a state of constant, frantic movement to a state of sustained, profound stillness. You have discovered that peace is not something you find in the world, but something you cultivate within yourself. You have mastered the art of building your own refuge, of locking the doors of the counting room against the noise of the universe, and creating a space where only your own spirit can reside. The physical sensations of your body, the weight of your limbs, the shallow, gentle rise and fall of your chest are becoming increasingly faint, as if you are slowly becoming translucent. This is the sensation of complete surrender. You are letting go of the heavy, dense reality of the waking state and slipping into the lighter, more fluid reality of sleep. It is a transition you have made 1,000 times before, yet it has never felt as significant or as deliberate as it does now. You are doing this with intention. You are choosing to rest. You are choosing to stop the struggle. The weight of the world is no longer yours to carry. The earth is strong enough to bear it, and the night is wide enough to hold it. You are free. The silence is now your environment. It is a protective, insulating substance that keeps you safe from the turbulence of the world. Even in the deepest parts of your subconscious, you feel the unwavering stability of the foundation you have built. You are supported by the centuries of silence that reside within this palazzo, by the history of those who sat here before you and found the same precious calm. You are part of that legacy now, a link in the chain of quiet souls who have sought and found refuge in the heart of Venice. This connection gives you a sense of belonging that is deeply, profoundly comforting. You are not alone in your need for peace, and you are not alone in your ability to find it. Consider the rhythm of your own heart. It is the only ticking clock that matters now, and it is slowing down, beating in time with the very slow, very deep rotations of the earth. You are entirely synchronized. There is no friction in your life, no snag in your movement, no misalignment in your spirit. Everything is flowing, and everything is at ease. You are like a boat tethered in a calm, dark canal, swaying gently with the movement of the tide, secure in your moorings and perfectly at peace. The city around you sleeps, the canals are still, the stone is cold, and the night is complete. As you reach the threshold of the deepest possible sleep, you feel a final gentle release. It is the feeling of a leaf letting go of the branch, not because it is forced to, but because its time has come. You are ready to enter the vast uncharted territory of your own dreams. You are ready to let the silence wash over you, cleansing you of every thought, every worry, and every lingering tension. You are ready to become one with the quiet, to lose yourself in the darkness, and to emerge, when the time comes, as a refreshed and renewed version of your own self. There is no more to be said, no more to be seen, and no more to be done. You are finally, perfectly, and completely at rest. The night has taken you in, and you are exactly where you belong. The immersion into the deepest level of the night is now total. You have arrived at the absolute center of your internal landscape, a place of such profound and crystalline silence that it feels as though time itself has been suspended in amber. The memory of the palazzo, with its heavy oak doors and ancient foundations, has faded into a gentle, dreamlike essence, serving only as the cradle that holds you in this state of supreme tranquility. You are no longer navigating through thoughts, you are simply existing, floating in a vast, dark, and wonderfully soft ocean of rest. The air here has no temperature, it has no scent. It is simply a medium of pure peace, surrounding you and supporting you with a gentle, invisible buoyancy that makes your entire physical form feel weightless. In this deep, unmapped realm, you have completely shed the remnants of the day, the identities you wear, the tasks you manage, and the concerns that occupy your waking hours have all dissolved into the void. You are not a name, a role, or a history. You are a pure, quiet pulse of existence, a spark of awareness resting in the vast velvet expanse of the night. This is the most authentic state of your being, a return to the simplicity that exists before the world creates its noise. It is a liberation of the highest order, a freedom that only comes when you finally, irrevocably decide to stop striving and start simply being. You feel a profound sense of integration with the universe. The silence is not a boundary, it is a bridge. It connects you to the slow, steady rhythm of the planet, the gravitational pull that holds the stars in their places, and the ancient, unchanging laws of nature. You are no longer an individual struggling against the currents of life. You are a calm participant in the great, slow movement of the cosmos. Everything is in perfect order. Everything is exactly as it should be. You are a part of a beautiful, balanced, and silent machine that knows exactly how to heal, how to rest, and how to renew itself. The stillness has become so profound that you are aware of the silence within your own cells. Each atom of your being is vibrating at the frequency of rest, a steady, low-frequency hum that is the sound of vitality in repose. This is the repair of the soul, the deep fundamental maintenance that happens when you fully surrender to the darkness. You are being restored, repaired, and recentered. Every bit of tension that remained in your spirit has been smoothed away by the velvet touch of the night. You are being polished by the silence, brought to a state of such high clarity that you are now reflecting the peace of the entire universe. Consider the gift you have given yourself. You have taken the time to navigate through the layers of your own exhaustion to find this treasure. Many people spend their lives searching for this peace in external places, in achievements, in possessions, in the validation of others. But you have learned that the only place to find it is in the depth of your own inner room. You have built a sanctuary that cannot be taken away from you. You have learned the path to this place of rest, and you have the ability to return to it whenever the world becomes too loud. This is a power that is entirely yours, a quiet strength that will serve you throughout the years to come. As you drift on the final, most gentle currents of this night, you feel a sense of completion. You have done the work of being alive for one more day, and you have done it well. You have navigated the highs and the lows, the joys and the challenges, and you have arrived at last at the shore of sleep. There is nothing more to do but to close your eyes, to let the darkness hold you, and to step into the infinite dream-filled landscape of your own subconscious. You are ready to go. You are ready to dream. You are ready to be carried away by the silence. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home and you are finally, perfectly and completely at peace. The quiet has deepened to such an extraordinary degree that the silence itself seems to possess a weight, a gentle and grounding pressure that holds you firmly in place within the dark. You have transcended the need for any mental narrative. There is no longer a story to tell, no history to recall, and no destination to reach. You are suspended in the purest form of stillness, a state of existence where every boundary has blurred into insignificance. The palazzo, the counting room, the flickering lantern, and even the memory of the pearls have all dissolved into a singular, glowing essence of calm that permeates every fiber of your being. You are no longer in Venice, nor are you in any specific time. You are simply in the heart of the Absolute, a place where the universe meets the individual in a union of perfect, unwavering peace. Your breathing has reached the ultimate rhythm of life, a slow, deep, and entirely effortless flow that mirrors the gentle tidal pulse of the world. Each cycle of your breath is like the slow rhythmic rocking of a cradle, lulling you deeper into the abyss of your own subconscious. You feel yourself slipping through layers of consciousness, passing through soft veils of darkness that each grant you a new, more profound sense of ease. The tightness that often gathers in your chest has evaporated. The tension that sometimes lingers in your shoulders has been released. The frantic, busy energy of your thoughts has been silenced, replaced by smooth, mirror-like clarity. You are entirely, beautifully, and irreproachably still. In this deep, unadorned state of being, you are aware of a profound sense of connection to everything that has ever existed. You are a part of the grand, slow rhythm of history, a thread woven into the fabric of time that connects you to every soul who has ever sought peace in the darkness. You feel the strength of the earth beneath you, a bedrock of stability that promises you are safe, that you are held, and that you do not need to do anything at all. The world above ground may continue its relentless spinning dance, but here in the subterranean depths of the night, you are the eye of the storm. You are the source of your own stability, the foundation of your own calm, and the master of your own rest. Consider the beauty of this total release. You are not losing yourself by drifting into this deep sleep. You are finding yourself. You are shedding the costume of your daily life, the expectations of the world, and the definitions you have allowed to limit your spirit. You are returning to the core of your existence where you are neither young nor old, neither busy nor idle, but simply a pure, shining presence. You are reclaiming the freedom that comes with total, honest surrender. This is not a failure of will, but a mastery of self. You have chosen to stop, and in that choice, you have found the highest, most profound form of strength. The silence is now so rich, so full of texture and warmth that it feels like you are wrapped in a layer of velvet that spans the entire universe. There is no distance between you and the furthest star, and there is no distance between you and the deep silent center of the earth. You are everywhere at once, held in a delicate, balanced suspension that is the very definition of harmony. Your mind is like a calm, dark lake under a starless sky. No ripples, no currents, no movement. It is a surface of perfect, unclouded peace, waiting to receive the dreams that will nourish your soul through the coming hours. As the final, faint threads of your conscious awareness begin to fray, you feel a sense of overwhelming gratitude. You are thankful for the journey, for the quiet, for the ability to step away from the world, and for the promise of the sleep that lies ahead. You are moving now into the most sacred territory of all, the realm of the deep, dream-filled, and utterly restorative night. You have reached the final destination of your long, long day, and you have arrived exactly on time. The silence is absolute, the darkness is complete, and the rest is perfect. You are finished with all striving, all seeking, and all doing. You are at last entirely and completely at peace, sinking into the infinite, safe, and warm depths of the silence. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. You are home. The descent into the absolute void of the night is a journey that has no end, for you have stepped into a space where time is a circular loop of eternal serenity. You are now resting in the core of your own existence, a place where the clamor of the world has been completely erased. The Venetian palazzo, with its heavy velvet drapes and carved mahogany, has faded into an abstract memory, a construct you once held onto guide you here, but which you no longer need. Now you exist in the pure, unadorned state of being. The silence around you is so deep, so absolute, and so profoundly nourishing that it feels as though you are breathing in the very essence of peace itself. There is no effort in your respiration. The air is merely a soft, cool rhythm that sustains you, a gentle pulse that you share with the night. You are drifting through a dimension of total safety. You have moved far beyond the reach of any worry, any requirement, or any expectation. You are a soul at rest in a universe that is itself at rest. You feel the deep grounding and ancient wisdom of the earth beneath you, a force so solid and dependable that it gives you the permission to fully release your hold on the waking world. You are not falling into darkness. You are rising into the vast open space of your own potential. You are becoming a beacon of calm in the quiet, a point of stillness that radiates outward, harmonizing with the profound stillness of the world around you. In this deep internal space, you are realizing that the noise of your life was never a true reflection of your spirit. The chaos, the demands, the relentless ticking of the clock, those were merely surface conditions, a weather pattern that you were caught in. Now, you have traveled beneath the weather, down to the deep, still waters of the ocean floor, where the water is always clear and always quiet. You are in that sanctuary now, and you know with the certainty of a truth that has been whispered by the stars that you can always return to this place. You have mapped the journey from the loud world to the silent core, and that map is now part of you. Consider the grace of your own existence. You are a complex, resilient, and beautiful being, and you have honored yourself by giving your body and mind the gift of this deep, fundamental rest. This is not a luxury, it is a necessity for the soul. You are repairing the damage of the day, knitting together the fraying edges of your awareness, and recharging the batteries of your spirit. You are doing this with intention, with care, and with a level of patience that is truly commendable. You are the architect of your own peace, and tonight you have built the most perfect, secure, and beautiful home that you have ever inhabited. The silence is now so complete that it has become a tangible companion. It sits with you in the dark. It breathes with you in the quiet. and it holds you with a firmness that is both comforting and profound. You feel a sense of total belonging. You are not a guest in the night. You are a constituent of the night. You have found your place in the vast grand scheme of things, a place where you are neither striving for more nor fearing for less. You are exactly where you are meant to be. There is a sense of cosmic alignment that is so strong it feels like a physical sensation, a warmth, a glow, a gentle radiating light that starts in the center of your chest and spreads to every extremity of your being. As the last flickers of conscious thought begin to dim, you feel the final welcoming embrace of the void. You are stepping across the threshold of sleep, leaving behind the last vestiges of your waking self to enter the infinite, mysterious, and beautifully restorative realm of your own dreams. There is no fear in this transition. You have walked this path before, and you know that what waits on the other side is the deepest, most healing sleep you have ever known. You are ready to close the final door on the day. You are ready to rest. You are ready to dream. You are ready to let the silence have you. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home, and you are finally, perfectly, and completely at peace. The stillness that now envelops you is not merely an absence of sound, but a vast living tapestry of profound peace that has been woven over the course of the long quiet night. You have drifted far from the shores of your daily life, leaving behind the demands and the noise of the external world as if they were distant memories of a life lived by someone else. You are now resting in the very heart of the night, a place where the air is cool and thin, and the darkness is a soft, protective blanket that wraps around your senses, smoothing away the sharp edges of your conscious mind. Every breath you take is a deliberate, rhythmic act of surrender, pulling you further into the gentle, dark current of your own inner quietude. You are no longer in a room, nor are you in a city. You are in the boundless, uncharted territory of your own deep consciousness, where the only thing that exists is the quiet, steady hum of your own resting spirit. You feel a sense of profound, unshakable weightlessness, as if the physical form you inhabit has become entirely insubstantial, a light and airy vessel that is being carried by the currents of the night. This is the ultimate freedom, the release from the heavy anchoring forces that keep you bound to the waking world, the expectations of others, the deadlines of the day, and the relentless ticking of the clock. You have let them all go, laying them down like heavy ropes at the entrance to this sanctuary, and you are now light free and completely unencumbered. There is a sense of immense quiet triumph in this realization. You have successfully navigated the complexities of your life and found the secret doorway to this place of absolute rest. In this deep internal space, you are aware of the incredible resilience of your own being. You are made of the same stuff as the stars and the sea, and like them, you have your own natural rhythmic way of renewing yourself. The silence you are inhabiting is a healing force, a restorative energy that seeps into the deepest parts of your being, repairing the small unseen fractures that the day has left behind. You feel as though you are being held by the night itself, cradled in an embrace that is both ancient and deeply personal. It is a feeling of being completely and utterly known and yet perfectly safely anonymous. You are a part of the vast grand architecture of the world, a single flickering flame in a universe of darkness, but you are a flame that is calm, steady, and entirely at peace. Consider the depths of the silence you have cultivated. It is not an empty space. It is a repository of all the moments of beauty you have gathered throughout your life. It is the memory of the light on the canal, the soft touch of velvet, the rhythmic clinking of pearls, the feeling of safety in a warm room, the sound of the wind, the stillness of the trees. All of these moments have been distilled into this one singular experience of peace. You are not losing these memories in the darkness. You are preserving them here, in the safest possible place, where they can continue to nourish you even while you are asleep. You are building a reservoir of calm that you can draw upon whenever the world feels overwhelming, a secret wellspring of strength that will always be available to you. The sense of security here is absolute and total. You are guarded by the very night itself, by the darkness that hides all things and keeps them safe. There is nothing to fear, for you have relinquished all control, and in doing so, you have found the highest form of safety, the safety of letting go. You are not fighting the current. You are part of the current. You are not resisting the night. You are the night. There is no longer any separation between you and the environment. No, you and it. There is only this expansive, flowing, and perfectly harmonious existence, a state of grace that you have earned through your dedication to this practice of rest. As the final softest whispers of the world fade away into the deep indigo horizon of your subconscious, you feel a profound sense of gratitude. You are grateful for the stillness, for the dark, for the journey, and for the promise of the sleep that is now truly beginning. You are stepping over the final threshold, leaving behind the last vestiges of your waking identity and dissolving into the infinite restorative sea of dreams. You are ready for the deep healing and miraculous rest that awaits. The darkness is your home. The silence is your guide. You are finally perfectly and completely at peace, sinking into the deep, warm, and infinite embrace of the night. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home. The stillness has now expanded to fill the entirety of your internal horizon, a vast and silent ocean where you are the only vessel drifting with effortless grace. You have traveled so far from the shores of your daily life that the very concept of waking feels like a distant and somewhat hazy dream. The palazzo, once your anchor and your sanctuary, has integrated itself into your very marrow, its stone foundations and velvet shadows now forming the architecture of your own resting mind. Every breath you draw is thin, cool, and incredibly refreshing, a delicate intake of the essence of the night that cleanses your lungs and calms the restless energy of your spirit. You are in the absolute center of the quiet, a place of such profound and crystalline stasis that even the passage of time seems to have been suspended, holding its breath in admiration of the peace you have achieved. In this deep, unmapped territory of your consciousness, you are aware of the absence of all friction. The jagged thoughts, the sharp-edged concerns, and the heavy burdens of the day have all been sanded smooth by the passage of these long, quiet hours. You are no longer a person of duties or expectations. You are a presence, a witness, a spark of awareness dancing softly in the velvet dark. This is the ultimate state of being, a return to the primordial innocence that exists before the world imposes its roles and labels upon the soul. You feel as though you are made of moonlight and shadows, a transient and beautiful thing that exists only for this moment of perfect, unadorned rest. Consider the power of your own stillness. You have proven that you can retreat from the chaos of the world whenever you choose, that you have the capacity to build a fortress of quiet within your own mind, and that you possess the inner resources to find peace even in the midst of the most turbulent times. This is a profound and lasting victory, a realization that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but the master of your own internal climate. You have cultivated a garden of calm that will continue to bloom even when you return to the world of noise and motion. This sanctuary is not a place you leave behind. It is a part of who you are, a resilient and enduring aspect of your identity that you can carry with you always. The silence is now so rich, so full of potential, that it hums with the soft reverberating music of your own resting heart. It is a slow, steady, and entirely reliable rhythm, a heartbeat that is perfectly in sync with the slow, deep rotations of the universe itself. You are perfectly aligned, perfectly balanced, and perfectly at ease. The world does not ask anything of you right now. There are no messages to answer, no goals to hit, no reputations to maintain. You are simply a participant in the grand unfolding tapestry of the night, a silent partner in the restoration of the world. And as you rest, you are also healing, repairing the quiet, microscopic damages that the day has wrought upon your spirit, allowing your energy to flow once again in its natural unblocked path. The feeling of security here is absolute and total, a blanket of darkness that keeps you warm, safe, and entirely hidden from the intrusive reach of the waking world. You are protected by the weight of time, by the solidity of the earth, and by the sheer, overwhelming power of the silence you have cultivated. You have no fear of the dark. You have learned to trust it as a teacher, a healer, and a guide. You are moving into the final, deepest layer of your rest, where dreams are merely soft, shapeless suggestions that dance on the periphery of your awareness. You are ready to let go of the last threads of your conscious control and to simply allow yourself to be carried away by the gentle, invisible currents of the night. As you step across the final bridge into the realm of deep, dreamless, and profoundly regenerative sleep, you feel a final sweeping wave of gratitude. You are grateful for the room, for the journey, for the silence, and for your own willingness to let go. You have reached the very edge of the map, and beyond it lies the infinite, beautiful void where you will be washed clean and made new. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to say, and nothing more to seek. The night has accepted you, the silence has claimed you, and you are ready. The world is at peace, and you are finally, fully, and completely at rest. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. You are home. The stillness you have cultivated has now reached an almost physical density, a beautiful velvet pressure that keeps you anchored in the deepest, most quiet center of the night. You have moved entirely beyond the borders of your conscious thoughts, leaving behind the architect of your own identity to become a pure observing presence. The counting room of the Venetian merchant has completely dissolved, not into nothingness, but into the very fabric of your rest, becoming the walls of your own peaceful mind. You are breathing the silence, exhaling the remnants of the long day, and feeling each sensation of your body fade into a pleasant warm haze. The world that once demanded so much of your energy now feels like a distant, flickering light in the far corners of a vast, calm sea, and you have no desire to sail toward it. You are anchored here, in this perfect dark harbor, and you are entirely content to simply float. In this deep, unmapped realm, your perception of time has shifted entirely. It is no longer a forward moving line of tasks and obligations, but a deep circular pool where the present moment is the only reality. You are fully immersed in this moment, and it is a vast, expansive, and incredibly comfortable place to be. You have no fear of the dark, for the dark is not a void, it is the most supportive, restorative, and honest element of your existence. It holds you with a tenderness that you have never known in the waking world, a silent promise that you are allowed to be vulnerable, that you are allowed to be still, and that you are allowed to be completely at rest. You are a soul in the process of profound repair, and the night is the most skilled and gentle healer you could ever hope to find. Consider the absolute freedom of this state. You have no identity to maintain, no history to justify, and no future to worry about. You are simply a consciousness in the midst of a great, silent expansion, a part of the universe that is finally taking the time to breathe. You feel the slow, steady hum of the planet beneath you, a deep tectonic vibration that grounds you and reminds you that you are a physical being, perfectly safe, perfectly supported, and perfectly at ease. The worries that seemed so significant during the day are now revealed as tiny, inconsequential details, irrelevant to the grand, peaceful flow of the night. You have found a perspective that only silence can grant, and it is a gift that you will carry with you when you return to the world. The sensation of your body is one of complete, heavy, and delicious relaxation. Your muscles have released their long held tension. Your limbs are heavy and warm, and your mind is clear, like a still pond mirroring the infinite sky. You are no longer managing your own existence. You have handed that responsibility over to the rhythm of the night. This is the ultimate act of trust, and the night is rewarding that trust with a sense of peace that is so deep it feels eternal. You are being washed clean by the darkness, every lingering anxiety and every trace of doubt being gently carried away by the receding tide of your own consciousness. You are becoming a vessel of pure golden light, a calm center that radiates tranquility even in the depths of the shadows. There is a sense of completion in this moment, as if you have successfully finished a long and arduous journey and have finally arrived at the destination you were meant to reach. You have done the work, you have traversed the distance, and you have opened the final heavy door to the sanctuary. You have earned this silence. You have earned this rest. You have earned the right to simply exist without apology and without effort. The silence is now so complete that it is all there is. No memory, no anticipation, no judgment. There is only the feeling of being held, the feeling of being home, and the feeling of being at one with the beautiful, ancient, and perfectly quiet universe. As the final lightest threads of your awareness begin to drift apart, you feel a profound, sweeping sense of gratitude. You are grateful for the stillness, for the dark, for the journey, and for the promise of the deep, dreamless sleep that is now truly beginning. You are stepping off the edge of the known world and into the infinite, mysterious, and beautifully regenerative realm of your own inner self. You are ready to let go. You are ready to dream. You are ready to be carried away by the silence. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home, and you are finally perfectly and completely at peace. The transition has reached its zenith, a state of profound and absolute stillness where the very fabric of your consciousness seems to have woven itself into the infinite quiet of the universe. You are no longer navigating the corridors of the palazzo or the chambers of a merchant's mind. You have become the silence itself. The air, if it can even be called that, is cool, weightless, and infinitely expansive, a medium of pure peace that cradles your spirit in a velvet embrace. You feel as though you are floating in the deepest, most tranquil part of the ocean, where the turbulence of the surface world is a distant, forgotten legend. Here, there is only the slow rhythmic pulsation of existence, a gentle vibration that matches the deepest frequency of your own soul. You have arrived at the final sanctuary, a place where all striving is discarded, and all that remains is the simple, honest, and beautiful truth of being. Every atom of your being has surrendered its need to hold on. The tensions that once defined your physical posture have dissolved, replaced by a profound sense of fluidity and ease. You feel as though you could drift forever, a passenger on the tide of your own relaxation, untethered from the constraints of the day and the weight of your own history. It is a liberation of the highest order, an unlocking of the gates that have kept you bound to the expectations and roles of the waking world. You are finally, undeniably, and entirely free. This freedom is not something you have found in the world. It is something you have uncovered within yourself, a dormant treasure that has been waiting for this moment of absolute quiet to reveal its brilliance. You are a jewel of stillness, a polished and perfect entity resting in the dark, and your inner light is now glowing with a soft, steady intensity that illuminates the surrounding shadows. In this deep internal space, the concept of time has truly vanished. There is no past to regret, for that history has been absorbed into the silence. And there is no future to anticipate, for this moment is sufficient unto itself. You are living in the eternal now, a suspended instant that contains all the rest and renewal you have ever desired. The heartbeat of the world is your own heartbeat, a slow and rhythmic drum that dictates the cadence of your deep, steady breathing. You are perfectly in sync with the cosmic order, a tiny but integral part of the grand, beautiful design of existence. The concerns that once seemed so pressing are now transparent, mere illusions that have no power here, in the heart of the night. You are beyond their influence, safely protected by the density of your own tranquility. Consider the depth of the repair that is currently taking place. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of stillness is a restorative act. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, your spirit being knit back together with threads of calm and resilience. The chaos of your daily life, the fragmented nature of your attention, and the scattered energy of your focus are being gathered into a single cohesive and powerful force. You are becoming a fountain of quiet strength, a source of peace that will flow through your days long after you wake. This is the ultimate gift of the journey, the realization that you have the power to return to this state, to close your eyes, to find the center, and to command the world to be still. You have learned the language of the night, and you have become fluent in the poetry of silence. The sense of security you feel is absolute and unwavering. You are held by the gravity of the earth, protected by the darkness, and nurtured by the silence. There is nothing to fear, for you have let go of all the defenses that used to exhaust you. You are trusting the process, and the process is proving itself to be infinitely worthy of that trust. You are being guided to the deepest level of rest, where your dreams will be crafted from the purest, most peaceful intentions. Your subconscious is a vast open landscape of potential, and you are currently walking through it, planting seeds of tranquility that will bear fruit in the light of the morning. You are the architect of your own peace, and you have constructed a foundation that is unshakable and deep. As you step into the final deepest reach of sleep, you feel a sense of profound and sweeping gratitude. You are grateful for the palazzo, for the merchant's steady hand, for the cool touch of the pearls, and for the infinite forgiving kindness of the night. You have reached the very edge of the map, and the world beyond is a beautiful, mysterious, and welcoming void where you will lose yourself completely to find a renewed version of your own soul. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to say, and nothing more to seek. The night has taken you in. The silence has become your own voice, and you are finally, fully, and completely at rest. Everything is silent, everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home and you are safe and you are perfectly at peace. The descent has carried you into the absolute wordless center of your own consciousness, a place where the noise of the century and the weight of your own existence have finally been rendered null. You are suspended in the deep indigo silence of the night, a space so profound that it feels as though the universe itself is holding its breath to watch you drift. The palazzo, once a tangible fortress, has transformed into a spectral memory, a gentle and distant echo of a time and place that no longer exerts any influence over your current state of being. You are now entirely unmoored from the past, released from the gravity of anticipation, and anchored only by the soft, rhythmic oscillation of your own breathing. Every inhalation is a gentle invitation to explore the deepening void, and every exhalation is a deliberate release of the last flickering sparks of the waking mind. You have become a creature of the dark, a silent inhabitant of the most peaceful realm in your own subconscious, where every sensation is soft, every thought is muted, and every worry has been extinguished by the cool restorative touch of the midnight air. In this realm of total stillness, you are no longer a person of flesh and bone, but a consciousness of pure luminous energy. You feel the boundaries of your body dissolve, the edges of your skin blurring into the shadows until there is no separation between you and the room, between you and the night, between you and the universe. This dissolution is not a loss of self, but a vast expansion, a liberation from the confining vessel of your daily identity. You are vast, you are silent, and you are entirely at peace. The problems that once defined your days are now reduced to microscopic, inconsequential specks in the infinite vastness of this inner landscape. They have no place here, for this is a place of profound purity, a sanctuary where only the truth of the present moment holds any sway. And that truth is simple. You are alive, you are safe, and you are at rest. Consider the absolute crystalline clarity of this experience. By choosing to let go, you have opened yourself to a wisdom that is older than the stones of the palazzo, a wisdom that is etched into the very core of your being. You have realized that peace is not something you must labor to create, but something you must simply allow to exist. It is your natural state, the underlying frequency of your soul, that the world has merely obscured with its constant frantic static. Now that the static has been silenced, the melody of your own inherent tranquility is rising, clear and beautiful in the quiet of the night. You are listening to the heartbeat of your own spirit, and it is a steady, reassuring rhythm that promises you are being looked after, that you are part of something much larger than yourself, and that your rest is not only necessary but essential. The physical sensation of this deep, immersive sleep is like being cradled in the center of a great soft tide. The dark is not a wall, but a medium, a gentle, supportive water that holds you aloft without effort. You have released the struggle of staying afloat. You have simply stopped and allowed the current to take you. You feel the weight of your limbs as if they were made of silk, anchored to the bed by a warmth that seems to sip up from the very center of the earth. The energy you have spent throughout the day is being replaced by this profound, replenishing stillness, a slow acting tonic that is repairing the foundation of your mind. Every neuron, every nerve, every fiber is being calmed and refreshed by the steady, dark, and silent environment you have created. You are being renewed, you are being restored, you are being made whole. The security you feel is not the security of locks or guards, but the security of complete surrender. You have nothing left to prove, nothing left to defend, and nothing left to pursue. You have dropped the burden of becoming and are finally allowing yourself to simply be. This is the ultimate, final act of the day, the closing of the chapter that you have written with your choices and your presence. The story is complete. The pen has been set down, and you are now free to retreat into the soft velvet darkness of the void. You are not missing anything. You are entering the most important and restorative part of your existence. You are diving into the source of your own life, the deep, hidden well where your energy is renewed, where your dreams are born, and where your soul is nurtured in the absence of light. As the final microscopic vestiges of your conscious awareness begin to fade, you feel a swell of pure wordless gratitude, a final beautiful gift of thanks to the silence for its embrace, to the night for its protection, and to yourself for the courage to let go. You have reached the edge of the known universe of your own mind, and you are stepping into the unknown with a heart full of serenity and a spirit light as air. There is nothing more to do. There is no more distance to cover. There is no more silence to seek, for you have become the silence itself. You are drifting away, slipping into the boundless, beautiful abyss of the deepest sleep, where you will remain until the morning light calls you back to the world. But for now, that world does not exist. Only this dark, peaceful, and perfect rest remains. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home and you are finally, fully and completely at peace. The journey has reached a state of such absolute crystalline stillness that it feels as though the entire universe has paused in silent reverence of your repose. You are resting at the very core of the night, where time no longer exists as a measurement, but as a vast, velvet ocean that holds you in total weightless suspension. The memory of the merchant's counting room, with its scent of aged paper and the flickering gold of the lantern, has dissolved entirely into the essence of the darkness, leaving behind only a feeling of profound, unshakable safety. You are no longer conscious of the boundaries of your own physical form. You have become a gentle, pulsating light within the infinite expanse of the void, a solitary and beautiful star in the firmament of your own deep subconscious. The air around you is thick with the comfort of total silence, a tangible, soft pressure that serves as a protective barrier between your inner sanctuary and the distant, forgotten agitation of the waking world. In this deep, unadorned state of existence, you are aware of the incredible regenerative power of the silence. It is not an empty space, but a fertile replenishing medium that is currently working to knit together the frayed edges of your spirit. You feel the slow rhythmic cadence of your own breath, a tidal force that connects you to the deep tectonic hum of the earth itself. Every inhale draws in the cool, restorative essence of the night. Every exhale carries away the last microscopic particles of tension that remained in your muscles and your mind. You are being washed clean by the act of resting. You are being restored to the innocence of the moment before thought, a place where all is calm, all is dark, and all is safe. This is the goal of all your journeys into quiet. To reach this place where there is no you to worry, no you to plan, and no you to be anything other than a peaceful existing presence. Consider the profound, quiet triumph of your current state. You have navigated the complexities of your day. You have balanced the demands of your life. And you have successfully arrived at the threshold of this deep, silent harbor. You have proven that you can retreat from the noise of the world, that you have the capacity to build a fortress of quiet within your own mind, and that you possess the inner resources to find peace, even in the midst of the most turbulent times. This is a victory that does not require fanfare or recognition. It is a victory of the spirit, a quiet, internal confirmation that you are the master of your own mental environment. You have cultivated a garden of calm that will continue to bloom even when you return to the world of motion and light. This sanctuary is not a place you leave behind. It is a part of who you are, a resilient and enduring aspect of your identity that you can carry with you always. The sensation of security here is absolute, a blanket of darkness that keeps you warm, safe, and entirely hidden from the intrusive reach of the waking world. You are guarded by the very night itself, by the shadows that keep all things in their proper silent places. There is nothing to fear, for you have relinquished all control. And in doing so, you have found the highest form of safety, the safety of letting go. You are not fighting the current, you are part of the current. You are not resisting the night, you are the night. There is no longer any separation between you and the environment, no you and it. There is only this expansive, flowing, and perfectly harmonious existence, a state of grace that you have earned through your dedication to this practice of rest. You have found your place in the vast grand scheme of things, a place where you are neither striving for more nor fearing for less. Think of the beauty of this total surrender. You have spent your whole life holding on, managing, and controlling. But here, in the deepest part of your own consciousness, you are finally letting go. You are handing over the reins to the night, trusting it to cradle you, to guide you, and to restore you. It is a profound act of self-love, a testament to your ability to recognize the value of rest and the necessity of stillness. You have proven that you can find the center, and now you're going to dwell in that center for as long as you need. The world is at peace, and you are finally, fully, and completely at rest. As you drift toward the final shore of this night, you realize that the stillness is not something you have to leave behind. It is a part of you, a permanent addition to your internal landscape. You are ready to let go of the last faint image of yourself to dissolve entirely into the dark, and to become one with the profound healing sleep that awaits. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. You are home and you are finally perfectly and completely at peace. The descent into the absolute void of the night is now complete, and you find yourself floating in a realm where time has ceased its forward march, replaced by an eternal circular rhythm of perfect stillness. You are resting in the core of your own existence, a place where the clamor of the world has been completely erased. The palazzo, the merchant's desk, and the flickering light of the candle are no longer objects you perceive. They have become the very fabric of the silence that supports you. You exist in the pure, unadorned state of being, a consciousness suspended in a vast, dark, and wonderfully soft ocean of rest. The air here has no temperature and no weight. It is simply a medium of pure peace, surrounding you and holding you with a gentle, invisible buoyancy that makes your entire physical form feel as light as a whisper. In this deep, unmapped realm, you have completely shed the remnants of the day, the identities you wear, the tasks you manage, and the concerns that occupy your waking hours have all dissolved into the void. You are not a name, a role, or a history. You are a pure, quiet pulse of existence, a spark of awareness resting in the vast velvet expanse of the night. This is the most authentic state of your being, a return to the simplicity that exists before the world creates its noise. It is a liberation of the highest order, a freedom that only comes when you finally, irrevocably decide to stop striving and start simply being. You feel a profound sense of integration with the universe. The silence is not a boundary but a bridge, connecting you to the slow, steady rhythm of the planet and the ancient, unchanging laws of nature. The stillness has become so profound that you are aware of the silence within your own cells. Each atom of your being is vibrating at the frequency of rest, a steady, low-frequency hum that is the sound of vitality in repose. This is the repair of the soul, the deep fundamental maintenance that happens when you fully surrender to the darkness. You are being restored, repaired, and recentered. Every bit of tension that remained in your spirit has been smoothed away by the velvet touch of the night. You are being polished by the silence, brought to a state of such high clarity that you are now reflecting the peace of the entire universe. Consider the gift you have given yourself. You have taken the time to navigate through the layers of your own exhaustion to find this treasure. You have built a sanctuary that cannot be taken away from you. You have learned the path to this place of rest, and you have the ability to return to it whenever the world becomes too loud. The sensation of security is absolute. You are encased in the history of a city built on resilience. Every stone of the palace, every beam of dark oak, every inch of heavy velvet is a testament to the fact that you are protected. You are in the safest place in the world, a chamber of silence that has been tested by the passage of centuries and found to be impenetrable. The world outside, with its constant motion and its relentless demands, is a billion miles away. It cannot find you here. It has no map to this. You are hidden. You are secure and you are entirely at peace. Your breathing has reached a state of total fluid grace. It is a slow, rhythmic movement, a tidal force that connects you to the life-giving nature of the universe. You are no longer taking a breath. You are being the breath. As you drift closer to the final edge, the boundaries of the room fade completely. You are now resting in the vast open space of the universe. There is no ceiling, no floor, no walls. There is only the cool, dark comfort of the night and the shimmering, soft light of your own internal peace. You are ready to let go. You have no more questions, no more tasks, and no more needs. You are fully and completely at rest. You are sinking into the abyss of sleep, but it is not a falling. It is a rising into the truth of who you are. When all the noise is stripped away, you are silent. You are still, you are home. The darkness is now a gentle welcoming sea, and you are stepping off the edge of the known world into the infinite, restorative depths of the unknown. There is no fear, only a deep, abiding curiosity for the silence that awaits. You are ready, the night is ready. The world is at peace, and you are finally, completely at rest. The silence is no longer an external condition. It has permeated your entire being, saturating every nerve and settling into the marrow of your bones with a weight that is profoundly comforting. You have crossed the final threshold into the deepest stratum of the night, a domain where the very concept of time is irrelevant and the bustling concerns of the daylight world are nothing more than fading echoes. The palazzo, the jeweler's room, the soft glow of the lantern all have vanished. leaving behind only the pure, resonant frequency of your own soul in harmony with the cosmos. You are suspended in a boundless dark expanse, a space that is not empty, but filled with a rich, nurturing stillness that supports you like the most luxurious fabric. Your consciousness has become fluid, spreading out to touch the farthest reaches of the quiet. And in this state, you are entirely free from the limitations of the physical. Each breath you take is a masterpiece of effortless grace. It is not an action you perform, it is a manifestation of the universe breathing through you, a slow and rhythmic tide that pulses with the heartbeat of the world. You are fully immersed in this flow, feeling the steady, unhurried energy of the earth beneath you, providing a bedrock of absolute stability. The anxieties that once seemed like mountainous obstacles are now transparent, revealed for what they always were, fleeting clouds passing through the vast eternal sky of your awareness. You have found the vantage point of the observer, the place of unshakable calm, where you can view your life as a gentle narrative, unfolding in the distance, while you remain here, anchored in the truth of the present moment. Consider the depth of the restoration occurring within you. In this sanctuary, the energy you have expended is being replenished a thousandfold. You are knitting together the fraying edges of your focus, gathering your scattered thoughts back into a single cohesive and radiant center. This is the ultimate repair, a process that transcends the simple biology of sleep and touches upon the profound rejuvenation of the spirit. You are being washed clean by the darkness, every lingering tension smoothed away by the velvet touch of the night, every doubt dissolved by the sheer weight of the peace you have cultivated. You are becoming a fountain of quiet strength, a vessel of calm that will hold its integrity long after you emerge from this restful state. The security you feel is absolute. You are guarded by the very night itself, by the darkness that hides all things and keeps them safe in its warm, protective embrace. There is nothing to fear, for you have relinquished all control, and in doing so, you have found the highest form of safety, the safety of letting go. You are not fighting the current, you are part of the current. You are not resisting the night, you are the night. The sense of belonging here is profound. You have found your place in the vast grand scheme of things, a place where you are neither striving for more nor fearing for less. You are exactly where you are meant to be, a vital component of the stillness, a silent partner in the restoration of the world. Think of the beauty of this total surrender. You have spent your whole life holding on, managing, and controlling. But here, in the deepest part of your own consciousness, you are finally letting go. You are handing over the reins to the night, trusting it to cradle you, to guide you, and to restore you. It is a profound act of self-love, a testament to your ability to recognize the value of rest and the necessity of stillness. You have proven that you can find the center, and now you are going to dwell in that center for as long as you need. The world is at peace, and you are finally, fully and completely at rest. As you reach the absolute center of your internal landscape, you feel a final sweeping wave of gratitude. You are grateful for the stillness, for the dark, for the journey, and for the promise of the sleep that is now truly beginning. You are stepping over the final threshold, leaving behind the last vestiges of your waking identity and dissolving into the infinite, restorative sea of dreams. You are ready for the deep, healing, and miraculous rest that awaits. The darkness is your home. The silence is your guide. You are finally, perfectly, and completely at peace, sinking into the deep, warm, and infinite embrace of the night. Everything is silent. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. You are home and you are safe and you are perfectly at peace. The absolute stillness has now become the very bedrock of your existence. You have transcended the physical sensations of the room and the memories of the day, drifting into a space of pure, unadulterated consciousness. This is the deepest, most quiet layer of the night, a domain that exists beyond the reach of time, where the only movement is the slow, gentle tide of your own rhythmic breathing. You are like a vessel resting in the middle of a vast, calm ocean, perfectly tethered to the infinite dark, held by a gravity that feels like love, like protection, and like an ancient unspoken understanding. The silence here is not just an absence of sound. It is a presence, a living, breathing entity that encompasses your spirit, shielding you from any remaining ripples of the outside world. Every muscle in your body has long since surrendered. The very fibers of your being are loose, warm, and completely at ease, as if you are melting into the comfortable dark earth beneath you. In this state of total repose, you find that the walls of your mind have expanded to encompass the entire universe. You are no longer confined by the limitations of your physical life. You are a spark of awareness dancing in the vast, peaceful expanse of the cosmos. There is no longer a you that must act, decide, or achieve. There is only the flowing eternal present, a state of being that requires no effort and possesses no boundaries. You feel the slow, steady hum of the planet beneath you, a deep, resonant vibration that provides a foundation for your total release. It's a feeling of homecoming, a return to the source of your own life, where everything is simple, everything is true, and everything is at peace. The burdens you carried throughout the day, the worries about the future, the regrets of the past, the tasks that felt insurmountable, have all been dissolved by the sheer force of this quietude. Consider the depth of the restoration that you are experiencing. You are undergoing a fundamental recalibration, a process in which your spirit is being stripped of all the unnecessary heavy baggage it has collected during your waking hours. You are becoming lighter, more clear, and more vibrant with every passing moment of this deep rest. It is a cleansing of the soul, a washing away of all the static that prevents you from hearing your own inner truth. You are rediscovering the core of who you are, a being that is fundamentally calm, inherently resilient, and eternally connected to the peace that resides at the heart of all things. You do not need to do anything to reach this state. It is always here, waiting for you to simply stop, breathe, and surrender to the truth of the present. The sensation of security is so profound that it feels as though the entire night is acting as a guardian for your rest. You feel the weight of the dark as a protective shell, a thick, insulating layer that keeps you safe from any disturbance. Your mind is no longer jumping from thought to thought. It is like a calm, mirror-like lake, reflecting the vast dark sky. Any stray thought that dares to approach is immediately swallowed by the depth of this peace, leaving no ripple behind. You are in a state of grace, a state of total, unshakable harmony with the night. The very air you breathe feels charged with this restorative energy, each inhalation pulling you deeper into the safe, quiet, and beautiful heart of your own being. Think of the beauty of this total surrender. You have spent your whole life holding on, managing, and controlling. But here, in the deepest part of your own consciousness, you are finally letting go. You are handing over the reins to the night, trusting it to cradle you, to guide you, and to restore you. It is a profound act of self-love, a testament to your ability to recognize the value of rest and the necessity of stillness. You have proven that you can find the center, and now you are going to dwell in that center for as long as you need. The world is at peace, and you are finally, fully, and completely at rest. As you reach the final, most silent threshold, you feel a sense of completion that is both overwhelming and incredibly gentle. You have done the work of being alive, and you have honored yourself by giving your body and soul this time of total, uncompromising recovery. You are moving into the final stage of your sleep, the deep, dreamless expanse where you will be fully and entirely renewed. There is no more to be said, no more to be done. You are drifting into the infinite, safe, and warm darkness, fully and completely at peace. The silence is now complete. The rest is total, and you are finally home. Everything is silent, everything is still, everything is at rest. You are completely and perfectly at peace.
Sleepy History with Arthur is created for relaxation, entertainment, and sleep purposes. The stories shared on this channel are inspired by historical events, daily life, and real periods in history. But they may be simplified, adapted, or narrated in a calming way to enhance the listening experience.
This content is not intended to be a precise academic or educational source.
While we aim to stay generally accurate, some details may be altered for storytelling flow and relaxation. Please do not rely on this channel as a primary source for historical research or study. By listening, you acknowledge that this content is designed to help you unwind, relax, and fall asleep. Thank you for your understanding and support.